Hey, yo, we here in downtown Kansas City, dog. And you already know I'm repping, bro. I'm repping.
Same.
We're repping, bro. I've had 2 people ask me about the podcast. Let's go.
My own Bitcoin creations.
Dang, that's a bar.
Right in front of me.
Like, I was a virgin. I didn't know what the fuck that was. So like I used to always walk And we're back. Drums Are Flash, the podcast, episode 20. We're in our brand new set. Like I said, this is a running joke. Set number 5 in like 2 years, 20 episodes, averaging a set every 4 episodes, which is pretty nice. But we're here to stay with this one. Let's go.
Couches are forever though.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Cozy.
Hell yeah. We got Vidal Gonzales today, also the owner of the Uncivilized Outdoorsman. What's up?
Nothing, just here, man, running around, running errands. Got in a little bit late, so I apologize for that, man. You know, just grinding away. You know how it is.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. We got the Uncivilized Outdoorsman himself today from Santa Clara Pueblo. We got, let's see, my introduction for you. 3,440 Instagram followers. Does that ever like trip you out?
Yeah, it's been crazy to see that number grow and how that increases and drops. And you kind of, I don't know if there's like a formula like on the back end of Instagram or something, but maybe it's the bots or something, but you'll gain like 10 and then you'll lose like 15. And then so it's like such a weird little thing. Like
up and
it's
down.
just a weird thing. I'll just see it once in a while. I'm like, lost 15 this week, gain 10, lose 8. It's such a weird little thing, but who knows?
Do you pay attention? Well, obviously you do. What's the biggest like jump you've seen in the like 4 years you've been doing this?
Honestly, it was probably when I had like, I would say maybe about 1,000 to 1,500 followers, and then I bounced like 2,000, and then that's where I'm at now, and I'm just stuck there. So
Nice.
I mean,
So you've kind of plateaued a little bit.
yeah, plateaued. I don't really know I don't know how that formula works or anything, but yeah, definitely plateaued for a hot minute now.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. We got Vidal in the building. I got Bachelor's of Anthropology, and I'm assuming from your Instagram post, the Master's in Community and Regional Planning was yours.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I have 2 degrees, got
Crazy.
my bachelor's, and then got my master's, all from UNM. So everyone's Lobo.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
I believe from what I've gathered from other people on you, you were going to school and working at Bandelier at the same time?
Yes, sir. I was. So I would go. It was a seasonal position up at Bandelier, and working historic preservation with Myron and all the boys up there. So shout out to those homies. Much love. So it kind of was like I started off when my first year up there at Bandelier. I think I was a junior going into my senior year in the summertime, and I was on a YCC there. We were on the Hope crew, hands-on preservation experience, and that was the pilot crew. So we were like the first ones that ever happened. And after that, then I hopped over to the Park Service, which next year was when I graduated when I was a senior. And then kind of like the rotation was go to school during the winter time, get out, go to Bandelier, work there, get out, go back to school. You know, did that for a while. Then I graduated with my bachelor's. When was that? 2020. COVID, yep. And then after that, I worked for the Park Service for about 1.5 years straight. I mean, I loved it. It was the best job I ever had. It was just no room to grow, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
So I think at that point, I just really wanted to get on and do do experience different things, and found out about community regional planning, specifically the indigenous concentration, which is, I think they only offer 2 in the whole United States, and UNM's one of them. And the biggest reason I wanted to go was because of Professor Hohola. He was kind of like a maverick in terms of crafting what indigenous planning is really about, and how that operates, and how it's really much more complicated, I guess, on tribal nations, right? So because of him, I wanted to go to UNM, and I looked more into it, applied late actually, got in, and went, got my degrees, and now I'm here.
That's crazy, bro. Hell yeah. School is like a lot, so that's crazy. You have your master's and your bachelor's. Like, props to you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I couldn't do it without my family. Couldn't do it without my mom, my grandparents. Just without them, you don't have that type of support
Yeah.
and opportunities. So,
That's crazy though, especially working and when you first were going in and working simultaneously. That's a lot.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then I had some.
And you
I
had to
worked
like lock in back into school and like grind and get it done. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and then when I was at school in my bachelor's, I was working. I had an internship with the New Mexico Land Grant Council, and man, just learned a lot from those guys. Just solid dudes, man. Just my mentors from there was Jacobo Baca. He has his doctorate in history, and man, he just has a just wealth of knowledge. And then also Arturo Archuleta. He was the program director there, and he went to community regional planning as well. So he had Professor Hohola as well. And man, just the way that they can understand history, critique the dominant Euro-American policy and economic system and governance that were put into, I think they really helped to craft my narrative, and then going on into the real world and understanding how these different systems operate.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hell yeah, man, that's a lot. I didn't go back to school. I think I only survived a year, and then I came home, and then I was gonna go back COVID year,
Yeah.
and then COVID hit, and then shit just hit the fan, and I've been chilling ever since. But that's wild. I mean, like my mom, she's a nurse, so she went to school to be a nurse and everything, and then she still went back to get her bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think she took like some tests, and now she's like the shift supervisor instead of just a regular nurse.
Oh, nice.
So like she was working as a nurse full time in Espanola,
Mhm.
and then on top of that she was doing school. So like she graduated I think 2021. So like I don't know, it's just crazy like because like she was all I don't know she was like my dad was always complaining a little bit because like oh she's taking it out on me, like it's not my fault, like they're stressed out and everything.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
just like I mean, I guess it's just like it all just depends on like your support system.
Mhm.
And it's nice that you like how you said you shouted out everybody there.
Yeah. You can't do it without your family, and I'm sure your mom, she had her support system and all that. But kudos to your mom. Moms hold it down. So
Facts.
much love from them.
Facts.
Yeah, hell yeah. I had seen in the Instagram post that I referenced that is it your mom that also has that degree? Or no or I don't know. Cause like you didn't like specify. So I was just guessing with yours. But like obviously I know your sister's in the chemistry one. And then was the other one your girlfriend's?
Yeah, my girlfriend, she has her master's in let's see. God, it's such a hard one. It's in business, in the business school. Business analytics and cybersecurity.
Oh,
And
wow.
she got that one from the business school, the Anderson School of Business at UNM. And me and her graduated the same year, same time with our masters together.
Dang.
Yeah.
Goals as fuck.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So do you guys like tag team your like business and everything like that, or is it like
No, it's on. Well, I mean, she supports me in every way that I can. That she does. She holds it down for me. I couldn't do it without her. No way. I mean, like right now, honestly, she's doing a lot of like a little bit of the household stuff, so I could get out and do the errands that I got to do. I mean, from just helping me with emails and questions, right? So we're coming out with this little documentary, a short documentary, and helping with the questions and getting the feedback. And I'm also coming out with a women's line of apparel, and
Nice.
just all those things. She just is really super supportive and is helpful, and I just really appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean, just all those little things that just helps to just make good products, make good connections, be intelligent with your emails. Sometimes you got to extra eyes on different things. So I love her, and shout out to Edith. So thanks, babe.
Hell yeah. Is she like obviously she's truthful, but like does she give you the hard truth sometimes? Where you're like, oh, I got this design, and she's like, no, that's trash. Or is she just like, oh yeah, that's cool, try it out, put it out there?
No, she's truthful. She'll say, this kind of looks funny, this isn't kind of like exactly correct, or I wouldn't really wear that.
I don't know who would wear that, but I wouldn't.
Exactly. Yup. Maybe some homeless guy in SPO or something.
Crazy.
But yeah, she's truthful, and I think when you're truthful with your partner in those type of ways, it helps to build your relationship together, but also, at the end of the day, she's helping me build the business too, and all those different things that really adds up to something significant.
Yeah, that's cool. That's crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, that was our introduction of Vidal. We got some wisdom too from him. Hell yeah. Shout out families. That's what it's all about.
Family.
Let's go to the beginning. The Uncivilized Outdoorsman. I think the first time I had seen something that from Traces of You pop up was like 2020, late 2020 maybe.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even like Instagram or nothing. I went into my parents' room to go get something. I can't remember. And my mom had a sticker. What the hell? Oh, you have a hat on. I don't know why I'm pointing at my fucking forehead. But she had a sticker on her dresser, and I was like, what the hell is this? And it's the one that's on your hat. So I was like, what the fuck? So then I was looking at it, and then she had noticed I sniped it. So she came into my room. She was like, where the fuck's my sticker at? So she had seen it sitting on my dresser. So she was telling me about it. I was like, oh shit, I had no idea. So that's when I found you on Instagram. I was like, holy shit, like I had no idea, like you had your own like a little business and everything.
Yeah. So like I said, previous to that, so I was an intern again for the New Mexico Land Grant Council. Jacobo walked in one day and he was like, hey, you could get the Adobe Pro Suite for free. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I downloaded it that day, started crafting a design, honestly, once it had downloaded, and then spent like all night just working on that one design. And it was the New Mexico one with the trout, the mountains, Tansado, the sun in the corner, the Avanyu on the bottom. And that was the first one that I went in, and it just really sparked just phenomenal interest in me. And from there just kind of blew up. And from that, it was just messing around with different designs, came out with stickers, and that was like honestly maybe 2019-ish, around there. And so yeah, that was cool, and did that off the books for about 2 years, and then went legit after that.
Oh damn. So where did you get the idea? Like just from that, like making that one design, or like had you already been thinking about like doing something like this since like high school or anything like that?
No, and it was kind of just happened, honestly. But I mean, so previously, leading up to that design, there was no indigenous outdoor brand or branding that spoke to me, not only as an indigenous person, right, or a Pueblo person, but to me as a New Mexican. And there were some cool things out there, it just didn't quite hit home. And so with that, when I was able to download that, the first design that I made was, of course, the state of New Mexico. Boom, right there, we got the New Mexico identity. And then basically from there, using colors of the state, using different indigenous designs, right, from the Pueblos, filled that in. And then with that, then it kind of came to the question, well, what's the brand going to be? What's the name going to be? What are we going to do? You got the design there, but what kind of narrative do you want to craft? What kind of story do you want to tell? And with that, I started messing around with different words. Like, what have people in the past called us, right? Savages, red man, redskins, um, wagon burners,
That's a good one. You ever
um,
heard spear chuckers?
spear chuckers. Yup, the Braves. All these different terms. And one thing that hit me was uncivilized. Okay, well, uncivilized. Let's see what we can do with that word, and started just manipulating a bunch of different words, and finally I landed on the concept of the uncivilized outdoorsman. And with that branding, I wanted people to kind of think critically of like, okay, what does this exactly mean? I mean, in the past, it has negative connotations, uncivilized, right? But I really wanted to turn that negative connotation and turn it into something positive, into where now we're doing youth programs and different things like that, and really turning it in it's on its head and saying, well, let's turn this word that can hurt some people and let's make it into a weapon. So that's kind of how we landed on that.
Bars. I thought you were gonna say positive, and you're like weapon. Like, damn, that's that was bars.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I mean, I think like, were you like? My question is like, were you like artistic, like younger, like growing up, like, do you draw stuff like that, like?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So growing up, I mean, I always felt there was always, I don't know, man, it was always something connected to me and like our ancestors, and like kind of like the way they thought and the way they were able to put different ideas and concepts onto petroglyphs, onto pottery, onto different forms of art. And that kind of was always interested me in, like when I was younger, messing around with pottery with some of my family, and at the grade school, you have different people from the Pueblo come in and they'll teach you pottery or different art and things like that. So I was always super interested in it. I don't know if I was ever really good.
Yeah.
But it was always something interested in me. And then I went into my undergrad and I got my bachelor's in anthropology, right? And really through why I went for anthropology is, again, wanting to study our people, look into more of that traditional knowledge, kind of combat the Euro-American concept of Pueblo people, of the Anasazi, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
And through that, studying different forms of pottery, different forms of art. And honestly, when I was in my undergrad, I would listen to different the talks and the presentations and the seminars and the group discussions. And while I was doing that, I was just drawing on my notepad, keep drawing some sick stuff. Honestly, that was really just inspired by our ancestors, dude. Like it was some cool stuff. I have this one I'll show you guys later, and I could send it to you guys. Nobody can steal it though. It's gonna be my tattoo on my forearm.
Yeah, we'll throw a watermark over it for you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so kind of that. I came up with some sick drawings, and through that, messing around, and then took some pottery classes, did some sick pottery, and eventually, came out with started doing designing on the computer, graphic design, and kind of brought that same perspective onto modern media and material for my products.
Oh hell yeah! Was it difficult to like use the Adobe Pro Suite for you, or did you just like get in there? Like,
Yeah,
it was pretty easy.
No, I've had my journey. My first design, it's honestly just blocks and squares put together. and that's how it came about, just different blocks, rectangles, like that's how it was made. And I think even the Avani on that design, that was like the first time I figured out how to do there's like a pencil tool or a pen tool where you can start like pointing it out and then drawing the angles. I think that was the first design where I could figure out, oh, you can actually do that. And then I made that Avani, and then I started doing the fish. And then from there, I was like, okay, well, I can actually do some cool stuff with this. So it was its learning journey of it in between itself. And so that was cool. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah, I got here in my notes that no, obviously you've mentioned this already too, but all your merch and all your designs are yours.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Have you ever like thought about like collabing with like any other brands and stuff and doing like collabed merch and all that?
Yeah, so I've thought about it. Um I was reached out. So Nick Strite from the Taos Fly Shop. Shout out to Nick. He's a solid dude. Love him. Much love. We do some youth programming together under his leadership. Great guy. And he reached out to me prior to us doing all this youth stuff together, and he said, "Hey, Orvis Fly Fishing. It's a company, and they're looking for artists to do some designing for them, like native or southwestern type stuff." Excuse me. And he reached out to me. We got connected with Orvis, and this was when right before I graduated from my master's program, and right before I went on to go to Chile. Which once I graduated from my master's, I went down to Chile with one of my other mentors there, Professor Mark Stone, great guy, and so there was supposed to be a collaboration there. Fast forward, business thing fell through. So then, of course, all my designs are copyrighted. I decided to just go forward with the copyright design. Got that copyrighted. So right now, I'm working on getting that indigenous blanket design that I did. I'm working on getting that into a blanket. And then I'm also working on pulling those designs out of that blanket to make a woman's line of apparel.
Wow.
So, I mean, I've thought about it, and I mean, the deals fall through, no hard feelings on that, but things happen for a reason too.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't have been able to come out with a women's line if that deal didn't fall through. And so yeah, thought about it, been there, still open to opportunities and ideas and concepts and figuring how to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of things out there that I'm willing to look into and partner with.
That's crazy though.
Oh yeah.
I had an idea, but then I like lost it. I was like,
Yeah, yeah. We're still. I think we're 20 episodes in, but we're like when we have guests, it's still like feeling out like who's gonna ask a question next or like you know what I mean. But,
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll just look at him and see if he's gonna say anything, and sometimes he.
or something. He says something dumb, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's all about crafting your skills, man. No matter what it is, getting those skills honed in, sharpened. It's just like a knife.
Yeah, hell
for
yeah.
real.
Get the chemistry rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's just us sitting here, so like
Yeah.
it's just like if we say something stupid, he just chimes in right away. Or if I say something stupid, he chimes in right away.
Yeah.
But like,
He doesn't have any college experience, or you don't have any movies to reference.
oh yeah.
He always
Yeah,
references movies.
There's a running like I told you about Tampovi. She has she was here like 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And she went to a dance school in Santa Fe, the Mexico
Okay.
School of Arts.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah.
So she went there. So one of my questions to her was if she's seen the movie Step Up. Have you seen the movie? Step Up? So I asked her if her school was like that.
Yeah.
And then this guy just busted out laughing, and yeah. So I don't know. I watch a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like my knowledge is pretty like high in movies and stuff. Your knowledge is high in anthropology. So we all got our things.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like I like to reference a lot of stuff to movies. So like yeah, I asked her that, and then this guy asked if Channing Tatum was there, and it was a whole thing. But yeah, I'm the movie guy on the podcast, and he's the what are you like the sneakerhead hat guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Yankees fan. He's wearing an Astros hat.
Dang.
So that's how much of
switching up,
a
man.
hat guy and sneaker guy is. If it looks good, he'll wear it.
I got over 80 hats, so
Oh shoot!
it's
man.
not like I'm a fan of.
Of this,
Well, I'm a fan of the Yankees. I love the Yankees, but
just of the art itself.
Yeah, like the hats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I won't wear like a Boston hat though. I'll
Dang, man.
never wear a Boston hat, but
You're a Boston fan, aren't you?
Kind of. I'm
Off and
mostly
on?
a red I love Red Sox. I'm mostly a Diamondbacks fan, but I do like the
D-backs.
Red Sox. My grandpa likes the Red Sox. My grandpa he's the baseball player in the family, and he's the one that, well, actually his dad was a baseball player, and then my grandpa, and so we're all a family of baseball players, but nonetheless, I like the Red Sox because of my grandpa.
Okay, that's how it
Makes
is,
sense.
though. Like your family.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Chiefs fan.
Oh, okay.
Because my grandpa went to school at Haskell,
Yeah.
so he was over there in Kansas, so he brought that back home, and we ended up being Chiefs fans. But
Word.
lately, everyone's like, oh, it's because they're winning and all that.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's just yeah.
Yeah.
See, like me, I'm just like I get all defensive right away.
Yeah.
I'm not like you were. I'm like hell yeah, you heard me. Say it
Yeah.
again or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, this guy, he has some fire hats though. And,
Yeah.
like shoes, like I don't know, it's like a new outfit every freaking podcast. Sometimes I'm wearing like the same shoes and like sometimes the same hat and shit. But yeah, we got all our thing. Like we like I was telling you, like how we usually format our episodes with segments.
Mhm.
His is heat check. So
Okay.
like we'll like go through like the latest sneaker drops and stuff that are coming. Something like when he first started doing the heat check shit, I was like over there with him trying to buy shoes and resell them with him and everything.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to like get in on it.
I was trying to hustle with him. So
Yeah.
like I'm sure you know like sneaker drops. You like got them, you didn't get them, or whatever. So I took like what 10 L's,
Yeah, like
10
12.
12
Things
L's
like
off
12.
rip. Never got any shoes, and I finally hit on the shoes I didn't even want.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried to get in on that too. I had my friend Santos. That was a hot minute ago, like probably in my undergrad. I was trying to get into that whole thing, you know, buying them, selling them,
Yeah.
wait for them to drop and all that.
It's a
Man,
whole
it was just
market.
too much for me. So I was like, I couldn't figure out that game.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, before I actually like knew him, he was like heavy into the like game. Like he had a pair of shoes. Don't you still have them?
Of what?
Your most expensive pair. Or didn't you wear them? Didn't you wear them or something?
I wore them, but I
Then you ended up selling them or something.
might have sold them like a while back. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's not like it's like an art piece. It's not like a shoe, but like also it's like you can sell it to people that also value it as an
Yeah.
art piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I view it. I don't know.
So let's go down that. What got you interested in doing and looking into shoes, and where did that kind of passion begin?
I would say like when I was a kid, like I was a big Lakers fan. I'm still a big Lakers fan, but Kobe was like a big prominent figure in my life, and like his shoes were fire. Like basketball, I was trash at basketball, but his shoes were fire. And so like I got into his shoes. Obviously knew like Michael Jordan was the greatest, and fell in love with his shoes and like the history behind it, the designs of them. And like as I got older, I started obviously getting money, started buying things that I couldn't buy as a kid. I had shoes, or I had like Jordans and stuff like that, but when I got older, it's like, you know, you get that freedom to buy whatever you want. And I just like felt the need to get like every pair, or like get every prominent pair. And so there's like a whole history, and like there's like OGs and stuff like that. So like that's what I fall in line with. The new stuff is cool, but I'm not that heavy into it anymore. As I got older, it's kind of just like a hobby thing. It's not really like, because I used to be like, I'd buy them and then try and flip them to get a profit,
Yeah.
just like a little business thing. But now I'm just like, I just buy whatever I like, and that's what it is.
That's cool.
But it's not like my whole personality. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at your shoes, looking at his shoes. Like, maybe like 4 years ago, that would be me. But now I'm just like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all like what we like, or like we all have our own styles. So,
What shoes you guys got on now?
I got some Jordan 1 Lows OG Game Royals. These came out like a couple weeks ago, maybe. But like this one's like an OG shoe, but it's a low. Usually they're like a little bit higher. But people don't really like lows. I like lows as just like in general. So it was able to get it. Like it wasn't like a big deal, you know.
Yeah, I just got the Nike SB Grays.
Yeah.
Got these at Famous Footwear.
Nice.
$60.
Nice.
Can't beat
Yeah.
that, bro. Can't beat
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. I'm not really like a sneakerhead.
We got to show off the boots. I know.
Yeah.
I know I respect boots because I know they're sometimes more than Jordans or like expensive shoes like that. Like I know they run you a bag.
Yeah, I'm wearing some Justins. These are honestly my first pair of cowboy boots I've ever had.
Oh, nice.
Besides that, I was never really into the cowboy wear. But I've always kind of I kind of just wanted them because as I got older, I was tired of tying my shoes.
You just throw them on, you go about your day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, we went to Oklahoma to get a bull, and then I bought a heifer there, and not Oklahoma. We went to Missouri, but we stopped in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just one trading post out there, and they got like so many boots, like 200 plus.
Every boot you can think of.
Dude, for real.
Every style.
Dude, anything. Alligator, like snake, like all kinds of things, dude.
That's crazy.
And they have like a deal there, dude. And I think they don't charge tax there because it's like on the res.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going in and getting these ones, and I think they're pretty dope so far. But besides that, it was always, I love Keens. Those boots, those were like the brand that I always wore when I was gonna go out and do work. But then now it's just like wake up in the morning and gotta go fix a fence or gotta go give water or do something. So it's nice to just slip these on and get out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. My brother, he's a low cowboy. He has like some cattle. They have horses, pigs. It's like regular Pueblo animals.
Yeah.
So he's big into boots and stuff like that. So I told my girlfriend, I was like, I want a pair of boots just to have, like, if I need to go do shit or I gotta go get wood or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to worry about your feet. Like,
Yep.
get shit done in them.
Exactly. Yep.
So you were like an outdoor boot kind of person, like hiking boot kind of looking.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say where outdoor meets work. I mean,
Practical.
I worked at Bandolier, right, for a long time, and they from working at Bandolier, everybody had Keens. And it was like, all right, well, I'm gonna before that I got a pair of my first year working for the Park Service. I got a pair of, what was it? Oh man, I'm totally
Like Big Five shoes or something.
No. I mean, I'm trying to remember the brand of it. A lot of women wear that brand too.
Fat Baby.
Dang, no, man. I'm totally spacing it. But anyways, it was one of those ones, and I got those, and I thought they were gonna be good boots, and they were good boots until I found Keens, and then so I used those boots, and then we went out the next season. I got a new pair of boots, got a pair of Keens. And of course, when you're working for the Park Service, you got to be steel toe what's that, composite and whatever those different type of ones are. So I got a pair of Keens, and you're hiking fierce when I was working for Bandolier and for the Park Service, hiking materials up the into the cave eights and down the cave eights, and so I got a pair of Keens, and man, those boots just blew me away. So then every year after that, I was getting Keens so I could hike and work in them. So I still love Keens. Still got a pair at the house. If I'm gonna go buck bells or work for a long day, I'm gonna wear my Keens.
Dang.
Oh, hell yeah, Keens. I never heard of that brand.
Go to.
I'm just one of those dudes from afar that like knows like Ariat and like Fat Baby. I only know about Fat Babies because my mom bought my Seat pair of Fat Babies. Like 2018 or something.
Yeah, I never heard of those.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only brand I know. But yeah, like I don't know. Like I've never like Keen. Like I've only just seen like those like shoes you see in the hiking section of like Big Five or whatever.
Yep.
So, like I've only been in a boot barn like once.
Yeah. All right.
And then like I do have one pair of boots though. And it wasn't like brand or like comfortability or anything. I just thought they looked cool.
Okay.
Fucking bought some Chippewas.
Chippewas. I heard of them, but I've never seen a pair of them. But I've definitely heard of them. Yeah.
they're like lace like work boots type.
Okay.
Thing. So like so I still have to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I just saw the freaking native guy on the tag, and I was like, I'm gonna just buy those. Fuck it.
Those are sick.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even care what like the salesperson was telling me, like, oh well, these ones are better. Blah blah. Just like, nah, just give me those native ones.
Yep. I feel that vibe.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got a confession to make because I know this is your ballpark.
Oh shit.
I've never caught a fish in my life.
Dang. All right.
I've gone fishing a few times. I never like had a really like a father figure. My dad wasn't really in my life growing up, so like
Yeah.
I didn't really have like someone to teach me outdoor shit. So I've only been a few times in my life, and out of those few times in my life, I've never caught a fish, bro.
Yeah. Well, I feel you too. I grew up without a dad too, so
Get on deep.
so get out.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
shoot, man, that's funny.
I have an uncle though. He's like you remind me of him. He like does the whole outdoors thing, like hunting, guides, fishing, like knowing the whole everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remind me of him. So I've gone with him a few times, but
luck.
nothing.
That's tough. Let's dive into that. Like is there any let's see, like when we got this guy with us, like what do you think you're doing wrong? Maybe he can help.
What are you doing anyways? I guess my first question I always like to start with is,
Where are you going?
no, like what technique are you using first? Are you using regular spin rod? Are you throwing spinners? Are you throwing bait?
Just bait, bro. Bait and praying.
Like what are you using? Salmon eggs, worms?
Probably both. It's been a minute. I haven't gotten since like maybe like 2017. But
Okay.
I have a cousin that like likes to fish, and like that fucker, dude. You know the little fucking fishing rods you see at Walmart, like fucking SpongeBob or fucking.
Yeah.
Homie had one of those, and he caught like 6 fish in like one day, like nothing.
Yeah.
And like he just like, I don't know, and then he just puts it there and he's just chilling, and I'm like, what the, like when I first saw him do it, I was like, there's no way you're getting a fucking fish with that fucking thing. And showed me it, bro. And
I'll show you,
like,
SpongeBob.
yeah, bro. Like literally, and like I'm like, what the fuck? And so like he tried to teach me, but I don't know, bro. And we went to San Juan's lakes, and this one spot we were in, there's a tree behind us. I fucking cast my line out, and I got caught on the tree and fucking like way above me, and I was
Dang.
like, oh fuck, yeah. So ever since then, I don't fish. I'm not a fisher, but
Yeah, I guess another thing would be, are you fishing lakes most of the time? Or are you going to rivers?
lakes.
Yeah, all right. So,
We're gonna break it down for
Yeah.
yeah,
There's this
I mean,
one.
it's
Cut
been a-
this. There's this one spot you can't put it on the camera though.
I mean, so it's been a while since I've fished just regular spin rods and spinners and stuff. But if you're into that type of fishing, what I would say is if you're at a lake, definitely throw some spinners out there. You know, some Panther Martins. You know, the one when I was always using spin rods, it was always the black with the gold, kind of like looks like almost like a bumblebee.
Mhm.
That one was always my go-to, dude. Just tore it up everywhere on those ones,
Damn.
different sizes of those.
Mm.
And then also like I can't remember, it's like a spinner, and it's just basically has a piece of metal like this, and then with, you know, the three hooks at it, and that one was always slaying at the lakes. And then as well, if you have two rod license, I would be throwing those out there, and then also have like a bobber out there with like a worm, something like that.
Bobber.
Yeah. And then if you're gonna be fishing rivers, I'd say, dude, honestly, go experience the Jemez Mountains.
Mhm.
Go out there, honestly, have a good time out there. Just go everywhere out there. Just go exploring one day. Go to different spots. And with the river, what you want to do is have a piece of split shot on there, and then from there run it to maybe about, I'd say, maybe a foot away or less, maybe even 10 inches, 8 inches to your hook, and then have a worm or the salmon eggs on it, and then throw it like in the holes. And then what you want to do is pull that line back so that you'll feel that fish
tug.
bite. Yeah. And then just tug that thing and you'll hook them every time. I used to tear it up like that before I found fly fishing. But if you want to get into fly fishing, man, swear you can. And if you go to like high mountain streams, you could catch like 50 fish in a day.
Damn.
That's crazy. Now, when I think of fly fishing, I always like just like remember, like I always think of the movies where you fucking see
Brad
like them
Pitt.
like all fucking throwing that shit like around, like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So like
yeah.
I've never actually like seen somebody fly fish.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, that's crazy. Like just thinking like of like something like flying around like and then you
Yeah.
just see the fish like.
Yeah.
I got a question. How obviously I said I didn't have a dad growing up. That's why I didn't get into this type of shit.
Mhm.
How'd you get into this? Your grandpa?
Yeah, my grandpa, my uncles, going hunting with them, going fishing with them. I mean, my grandpa was a real solid dude, and then my uncles were always trying to go out and go fishing, even if it was just down to the Rio Grande going for some catfish, and maybe we didn't catch or whatever, but we were going down there. And then there on the res, we have this. It's called like it used to be there, but the tribe did some put in some roads and kind of did a little bit of some infrastructure type stuff, and it used to be like a half moon. So when the river was high, it would naturally flood this pond, and then it would eventually go back into the Rio Grande. And man, I was just going there when I was younger, just as much as I could in the summer. Bass, panfish, carp, just whatever you just, you know, those warm water type species in there. So that was kind of like my go-to on the res. If I was going to go down there and fish, I was probably going to go there. And that was kind of more after the fire, but kind of during the fire, whatever, we used to go down to where the day school is, and we used to catch fish with our hands, just like after school on our way home, or waiting for catechism to start, or basketball practice to start, or whatever. Catch fish in there with our hands and just mess around. So it was just around, just there where we were. So I was lucky to grow up there pre-fire conditions, you know.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's cool.
Oh, that's crazy with your hands.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And then this one time I remember we like those ones were more smaller fish right there, like when you're little messing around with those ones. But then the first time I started catching bigger trout with my hands is this one time we went camping up in kind of like above Dixon and up in that area, Penasco up in there. And there was some fish stuck in this little kind of sediment trap, I guess, by the opening gate for a ditch or an acequia. And they were trapped in there, and there was some solid fish in there, like 12, 14-inch trout. And I had my arm broken at that time. So me and my cousin were catching these fish we were trying to figure it out, and they were stuck in there, right? So that was like my first time really catching bigger fish with my hands. And then after that, we would start catching them in the river and stuff with our hands, just knowing kind of where they're going to be under rocks or under an embankment and things like that. So this other time we went to Hopewell and we were throwing everything at these fish. They want anything, dude. So we're like, screw this. Me and my cousin threw our rods to the side, and we started going up in the embankment, boom, catching them with our hands and getting them, and ate good that night.
That's crazy. You know what I never understood was catch and release. Like you're just doing it for the love of the game.
I mean, dude, with fly fishing, you're catching 50 fish. What, are you gonna eat them all?
No, I mean just like
you know,
like catch and release in general. Like you're just having fun.
Yeah, dude, just having fun, just to blast out there. I mean, honestly, like when I'm craving fish, I'll take it home, right? If I can catch some solid fish, and my girlfriend says, or I want to take some fish home, or have a fish fry with me and my boys, or my little cousin, or something like that. But yeah, catch and release. I think for me, fly fishing has become a form of meditation, a form of my mental health, a form of me connecting to our cultural landscape, connecting with our ancestors, being out there. You know, a lot of times before I like, for example, before I go out into a big hike into the Rio Grande Gorge, And there's some cool petroglyphs down in there or if I'm gonna go into that spot. I like to pray up there, you know. Throw some cornmeal out, pray, gets the good vibes going, bless everything, you know. And then of course, if we're down there and I know we're gonna go to some of these petroglyphs, I'll wait till we get down there and pray and things like that. But for me, fly fishing has been a way to connect to those type of things. You know, when COVID happened, we weren't really dancing in the Pueblo. We weren't having any ceremonies. You know, so that kind of was my outlet. And prior to COVID, I was going through some trials and tribulations within my own life and having a lot of mental health crisis. And I found fly fishing and fell in love with it. COVID happened, that stuff happened, you know, not being able to go participate in those things, and it kind of became my way to do that. So, but catch and release, looping back around to that. Sorry, that was kind of I kind of got deep into that a little bit. But yeah, catch and release, man. So, I mean, like I said, when I first started or whatever, I would take them home, and then I started fly fishing, and it was like, man, I can catch, like I said, 50 fish at a high mountain area, and learning that if you're gonna catch all 50 fish, you're going to have to ethically handle them and put them back so that they survive. And ended up just, you know, doing catch and release when I started doing fly fishing, catching more. And then it became a thing to where I'm catching so many fish and I have elk meat at home in the freezer. I'm not going to take thousands of fish home and put in my freezer and let it go to waste. That's not our Pueblo way, you know, that's not how you conserve our resources. So for me, catch and release is just going out there and having fun. And when I do want to take home, I'll take them home. But I mean, it's just the fun. It's almost kind of like becoming a spiritual sport mix type of thing for me. And getting that adrenaline rush, man. I'm an adrenaline junkie. So getting those catching fish, wherever it is, watching them come up and eat a dry fly on top, or throwing a streamer and having a big fish just hit your streamer and seeing them come up and just smack it, you know. All that stuff combined together, it's just so cool. And wanting to be a good relative to them and putting them back and making sure they're healthy so that our kids and our kids' great grandkids can have those resources. So yeah, catch and release. I mean, I see people, they want to take home every fish, and when you fly fishing, you get really good at it. Is ethically taking home 50 fish every time you go out, is that ethical?
Yeah,
you know.
No,
So,
I don't know.
yeah,
That's crazy. What's like the average like size you'd be catching?
you catch everything, man. You catch small fish, catch medium-sized fish, you catch big fish. I mean, you're gonna obviously catch smaller fish more on average than you are gonna hook up to that big one. But once you get really good at fly fishing and you know the conditions and you know what's gonna be happening, I don't want to say expect, but I want to go out and at least hook up to one solid fish, at least 18 to 20 inches. When I go out there, I'm on the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hunting for something.
What's your record?
Probably my pike. My pike, I didn't measure it. Probably 30, a little bit more than 30 inches, I'd say.
God damn, that's a whole ass
Dude, it's
That's
a solid fish, bro. And I'll send you guys some pics so we can get it up on here so you guys put it up.
Crazy.
But yeah, it that was an experience, dude. That was honestly the best time I've ever had fly fishing in my life. And I only caught one fish all day.
And it was that
We
one.
were grinding, dude. It was in the Rio Grande. We floated down in, I don't want to say where we were, but we floated the Rio Grande.
Damn,
See if the
that's
gram will load or not.
30-inch fish.
Yeah, dude.
Did you take it home?
No, I put it back. Like I said, that's kind of like the resource to me, and I don't want to take that home. I want it to be there for a while. And the one that I caught, so I mean, once you start getting in, like I said, catching the bigger fish or whatever, I mean, for me, if you're gonna be catching the biggest one, that's probably the top breeder out there.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm catching a 20-inch plus fish, I'm probably going to put it back. But let's say I'm catching an 18, 16-inch fish, I'm probably going to take that one home.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why, but like when I started watching YouTube shorts, I
Yeah.
used to always get. I haven't seen it much lately, but I used to always get these lobster dudes that were up in Maine, getting lobster
Yeah.
and stuff. And I learned a lot about like how you said breeders and stuff, and like
Mhm.
how like if they catch like they have the tool if its back is longer than like it was like 8 inches or something, then they have to throw them back because they're the breeders.
Yep.
And then like when they pull up eggers and they like have a notch on their, or even if they don't have eggs, they have a notch on their tail to let the lobster people know that they're eggers and they have to throw them back.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to like actually
Makes
like, think
sense.
about.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you start learning those species and how you got to conserve the different ones, here we go. So you can kind of
Probably
just
gotta
get
give him
that
the
one
Wi-Fi.
and slide that way. That was
Ready?
Yeah.
pike.
Damn.
God damn, that's
And the way
crazy.
it is angled in the photo, it looks smaller than it is. But then
But
you'll
it's 'cause
keep
it's
sliding
like-
to one of the videos, and then you'll get a real sense. But yeah, that
And it was raining, or is that snow?
snowing, dude.
Damn, that's love of the game right there.
Dude, it was middle winter, bro. Probably the coldest day of the year yet. Me and my boy Eric, he's teaching me how to row. And he's one of my fellow guides that I guide with for the Artful Angler. And we went out and we were targeting pike, and it was my first time targeting pike. And I knew we were gonna go out and have a hard day. Never in a million years would I have expected to hook up to that fish. And so I was already going into, with expectations of getting skunked,
Mhm.
of not catching a fish.
Yeah.
And it was snowing hard. We put the boat in, get into the thing, we getting down there, and just casting, dude, casting. We come up to this one little area, and we were throwing some big streamers, and streamers just imitate fish.
Mhm.
And you're throwing these big streamers, and I casted it, slapped the right close to the bank, and he was in some shallow water, and I just see this big old thing just come right in for my streamer, strip, and with the big predatory fish, even bass and stuff, and I think trout too, they'll like open up their gills and like engulf the fly, like slurp it in. So I just saw its gills just boom, and it go like move its head like that. And right when it did that, I strip set, boom, connected, got tension, and it was game over for him.
That's crazy. Looking at your line, like what's like the lines like obviously you got your like your generic SpongeBob freaking spin rods and shit with like that little ass line.
Mhm.
Like does like with that one, is it like really thick to where you're able to pull something like that out of the water, or like?
Yeah, so I mean, with pike, it's different type of fly fishing. So with the pike, kind of like a general setup on the Rio Grande or different smaller or mid-sized rivers like that for pike. You either want to be using floating line, which is fly line. That's like, so with fly fishing, it's not your bait or the weight or the bobber that's getting your flies or your bait out there. It's your fly line that's getting it out there. So the fly line is basically the mechanism in which you're generating energy to put your flies out there. So for pike, you're either using the floating fly line with a sinking leader. So what a sinking leader does is it makes your flies dip and sink into the water because it has tungsten in there, so it makes it sink. So then you have it to that sinking leader, and then you have it to another part of the leader, which is like, I think this one that I used was like 30-pound test line, and then from there it went to a still leader, which was only just like this much a still line, and then you're able to, it has like like a connection thing. I can't remember the exact name of it, but then you put your fly into there, and then that's how, like, it's kind of like a pike setup. Or another run was you would have your fly line with a sinking tip, and then you would have it to a leader of like 30-pound test, and then to the still leader, which then you have your fly attached to.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, fly fishing has so much technicality behind it, but then once you get into it and understand all these different things,
And you
it's
know
like,
what you're going for.
yep, exactly, and you can manipulate your rig and your system and your fly. Like, dude, I have rods for every different type of fish.
Do you got them like sitting like in an arsenal type shit that just like right in there?
I wish. No, I just got a box of just a bunch of rods in there, dude. Just throwing in there,
That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, I have an office at my house, and dude, it's a mess. I got like um like racks you can put stuff in there. So I have all my business stuff in there, shirts, all boxes of shirts. I have the youth fly fishing box that I have in there, and that has like all the youth stuff. So I could just grab that box, and it has like 10 rods in there for all the youth camps that I do. And then I have my rods that I have, which is the specialty rods. Like I have the 9-foot. I have I have a 3-weight, 10-foot, 11-foot 3-weight. All these different things. These numbers don't mean much to you, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Damn. You ever think about trying like deep sea fishing?
Deep sea fishing, I want to go at least a couple times in my life, and check it out, and see if I like it and enjoy it and see what it's about. But for me, I want to do saltwater fly fishing. There's just something that's connected with fly fishing and you being the one to, like with deep sea, you're just kind of driving the boat around, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you're kind of just there, and then you hook up, and then you're fighting this fish for like 30 minutes. But I think for me, I've gone saltwater fly fishing, and we were in Florida with my girlfriend, and I kind of just tagged along on her. She had like a business type thing for her work. And I was supposed to be 3 days out on the water, but then a big old tropical storm came in, and it was too dangerous to be out there. So my 3-day full day guided trip turned into just 1 half day. And all the fish from the pressure getting changed in the air and everything coming in and out, the sea is just so much more technical than where we're at, dude. So much different elements that couldn't be involved.
Yeah.
But even just that half day out on the water, and we were going for this species of redfish, and just seeing how much life is in the sea, man. Like you're going out on this boat, dolphins are swimming on the side of you as you're going out. These birds are out there. You're seeing all kinds of different fish, stingrays, crabs, just all kinds of life, man. It's so cool. And even though I only caught like one, I don't even know what kind of fish it was, to be honest with you. But that got me hooked into saltwater, and that's what I want to go down into and go down that rabbit hole.
That's cool.
That makes more sense. Like you said, the deep sea,
Mhm.
just sitting there. Like I had no idea tuna was as big as it is.
Yeah.
I thought tuna was like fucking like trout or whatever, and they're just
Dude.
catching like all kinds of like how they have the salmon farms and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then like I saw like something on like ESPN and like how you know how like ESPN has the Ocho every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think deep sea fishing was one of the things they had, and they had like a picture of like that big ass fucking tuna all hanging.
That's dope.
And I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea. Like you see like the freaking branding, you see Mr. Starkiss all like little tiny fish. So it's like you don't think it's a big ass fucking fish. It's just crazy.
Yeah. So
And then like you said, they're fucking battling them for like 30 minutes after they hook them.
yeah. But it'd be
crazy.
definitely something I think I would want to check out and see and experience.
Yeah, like actually be in the fight with the fish and shit.
Yeah, and see what it's all about, you know. I mean, you got to experience something before you can really see and talk about it or talk trash about it or see what it is, you know.
Makes sense.
So
That's crazy though. When was this tropical storm thing?
So it was honestly about a year this month that I went out. We went to Florida. I went south of Daytona. But we were staying in Orlando, so I had rented a car, drove over there, met up with the guide, and we went into the mangroves. And the mangroves, it's like part of the ocean, but it's much more calmer because there's like It's almost like a swampy part of the ocean, to kind of explain it. And yeah, you're just in there, and it's cool. Yeah.
Did you see like alligators or anything?
No, I didn't see any alligators in there. Mostly just like dolphins and stuff, man,
That's crazy.
and all kinds of just different sea life that never seen in my life
Yeah.
before.
That's crazy. Did you see any clownfish?
No, but I think we saw a pufferfish. And my
Damn.
guide he's a cool dude, bro. But he's like, hey, look, there's a pufferfish. And they have like these poles in there, and that's how like they move the boat besides like the motor. So you can just like coast around. Cause you're only in like 3 feet of water
Yeah.
when you're fishing. And he was like, look at this. And he tried to hit that pufferfish. It was kind of funny to make him pop up. I was like, dang, dude.
That's crazy. Damn, what the hell were we even talking about? Oh, fly fishing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a nice little tangent. All right. We got breaking news inside of San Alfonso Pueblo, New Mexico. This is Drums Reflects the podcast. I'm your host, Sterling Martinez.
Jonathan.
We got OVO John.
John.
We interrupt your current broadcast for a very important message. Drums Reflects the podcast is excited to introduce our newest sponsor, Bluebird Flower. Bluebird Flower. We would like to thank the Bluebird Flower for supporting the movement and believing in us. Two guys and Hunter who like wings and like to talk shit.
Yeah.
We look forward to working with Bluebird Flower more closely in the future to support our upcoming projects and our involvement in community doings.
Oh.
Yeah. Back to your regular scheduled programming. How are you like religiously? Like, do you believe like all right, I'll give an example. So like
See, these are the things that I'm like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
I don't know, we're talking about
Like left field,
like-
like you're like,
well, we're talking about like participating and
I
stuff.
know, but it's
So like with me, like my Saya and like my mom and them are like heavy like church. God, like, you know what I mean? And like it was,
Church God and gold.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
yeah.
No.
But like and growing up, it was like passed down like, oh, you're going to church and like you're gonna get your first Holy
Catechism.
Communion and you're gonna get confirmed or whatever.
Yeah.
So like a lot of that to me was just like, I guess I'll do it for them or whatever. Like I have to. But like I think like after I actually started like going to like Kiva more and like actually like listening and stuff, it's like I just like I wouldn't say I started saying like fuck the church or anything, but it was just like I don't need that, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I don't know if you're in the same boat or like
Yeah, I
or-
mean, yeah, I'm kind of like in a similar boat with you. I think it's interesting because this is a very interesting topic. So when we think about the way Pueblo people were kind of colonized, man, I mean, it's fascinating to me. And there's this guy from my Pueblo. I don't know if you guys know of him, Edward Dozier. He's passed since, but he was a phenomenal anthropologist, and he wrote a lot of books, and one of his books is called The North American the Pueblos of North America, the Pueblo Indians of North America. And in that book he puts forward this concept of how Pueblo people were colonized and became Catholics, right?
Mhm.
And through what he's essentially stating in some of his book, or in this part of his book, is that at first we were forced onto Catholicism, right? And we had the Pueblo Revolt, we had the Reconquest, and we get more rights after the Reconquest and things like that, right? But then there's this part where we kind of had to kind of adopt it. And then through, of course, like we had these two separate things, right? Catholicism and Christianity, and sometimes they're a little bit mixed, right? Like the feast days, right? We dance on feast days, but for the feast days, when the Spanish came, we were already dancing at that time and having a feast. So they put the nearest saint day of when that day was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
So kind of also going back into that, over generations of after being forced and going to church and all those type of things, we kind of became pseudo, in a way, Christians, and then it kind of became we became Christians,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Catholics. And I mean, that, I think over time, and now understanding how that evolution has happened and came about, I think over time, obviously we were forced. Then over time, it was kind of just a cultural thing. It was part of the motions, right? And then you started understanding, you start taking that. But then I think for Pueblo people, it was always, I don't know, stronger. But I think when people pray in our native way and we participate, I don't know if I want to say stronger, but it's definitely close to home, your heart, right? Um, so by just understanding all of that history and how it happens, and same thing, right? Like the older generations, they're super Catholic, they pray and all that, but then they're also super hard, like into the native ways and religion. And for me, I mean, I think, yeah, I'm definitely hardcore into the native stuff. That's my religion. That's who I am. That's the way I think. But I mean, like for example, I mean, I don't go to church. I don't do certain things like that. But I mean, if I lose something, I'm probably gonna pray to Saint Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
and then I always find it, whatever I'm looking for. That's an interesting thing. That's a form of spirituality in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely more hardcore into our native and Pueblo ways, and I think I'm still struggling with that, to be quite honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Of what does that mean? How do I identify that? How do I move forward with it? Um, how do we critique or understand Catholicism and its perception or its how it was used as colonization and things like that? But it's also interesting. There's different stories. For example, when the Hopi, when the Catholics, the Spanish went into Hopi, there was a blind man there, and he was actually ended up, through whatever happened, the Christians prayed over him or whatever, and he ended up could seeing, and that, I mean, that's some power right there. I think every religion has its power. It's just, and Pueblo people, I think a big reason why we were like, okay, well, let's understand, or we were always adopting different concepts of spirituality and religion, right? And just between the Pueblos and different dances and different things. So it wasn't far out that they were like, okay, well, maybe this blind man, they healed this blind man. That's kind of something powerful. Let's take it in. And that was a Pueblo thing. But then always the Pueblos made it much more Pueblo-sized, right? But then I think the Spanish took control and advantage of that and really pushed it. But that's kind of where I am in spirituality. And that's like a whole nother story of like how we were colonized and why it was so successful, and how a lot of disease and death prior to even physical Spanish conquest through trade routes, we were already being hit by epidemics. So
I don't know. It's just a question. It's like, to me, like whenever I get asked like about like the separating and like how they come together, or whatever. It's just, I don't know if it. I don't like want to say like I opened my eyes, or like I could see, like talking about the blind man. But like, to me, it's just like we were doing all of this way before we were discovered.
yeah,
And it's like, if we were a functioning and like praying people with what we had before, then what do I need that for? That's like all my point of view was always. And especially like when you get into like the histories of everything, on how like our great grandparents and stuff were forced to like go to church and like learn the Bible and all that stuff, and it was really just forced. And like their kids after them, it wasn't really forced, because like they were just teaching it to them, like, or they had to. Or like when they would like make you go to schools and stuff, they were teaching you Christianity and like Catholicism type stuff. So like that's how you're saying, like the older generations are like, oh yeah, we go to church, we pray and all that. And then like, I don't know, but I've noticed like a lot. I don't know if it's just because like, I don't know, like we used to have church here all the time, and then when COVID hit, it just stopped. So it's like only for like special occasions and stuff over here now.
yeah, and a big thing about that too is the Catholic Church. They're losing a lot of followers or people that want to join their religion and get into different parts of it, so they're understaffed essentially, to say it too. So that's a big thing too, of like after COVID and certain things of all the different allegations that have been coming out, is why the church is kind of struggling too right now. So that's a big piece of it too, of why a lot of masses at different areas aren't staffed anymore with priests.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's crazy. But I don't know. Do you know Deacon Greg? He's from Santa Clara too. I believe.
Yeah.
That guy's my homie.
Yeah.
I dap him up every time I see him in the store or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like he was like the guy that was like teaching us like if like we couldn't have catechism here for like any reason, they would just tell us to go to Santa Clara and he would be over there out chilling with us.
Nice.
So he was always cool with me and everything, and like it just depends. Like I respect. Like it was like I couldn't be like walking up to my sayat who was like really like into church and everything. Like she would like literally like every Sunday would just walk across and go to church every week. Like I wouldn't just walk up to her and be like, "You're dumb for believing in all that," blah blah. It's like it's like a respect thing. Like if you're gonna believe in that, I mean, I respect you for your beliefs and everything. I'm not just gonna walk up to you and be like, "You're dumb for believing in all that. You know what they did to us and all that other stuff."
I mean, like I said, it has its power, man. It has its place. I mean, like I said, Pueblo people have always been adopting certain concepts and religion and ceremonies, and definitely evolving in it, making it much more Pueblo-like. So, I mean, just even that alone, how do we dive into that and understand and start to think about it, But yeah, I think that's an internal struggle within myself too, of what does that mean? How do I do that? What do I believe in? But then at the end of the day, I fully believe in our native way. And I mean, there's parts and things of Christianity, like I said, praying to St. Anthony, I always find whatever I'm losing or missing or lost. So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think our generation too is faced with a lot of rethinking or critiquing or revolutionary kind of mindset, right? Of like, nah, let's stand up and do something and be this. But those people are older people that they're fully into Catholicism and fully into our indigenous ways. They know way more than any of us could about our indigenous ways in life and things like that too, So it's interesting. Yeah.
You think we'll ever like step away from it, like in the future?
From Catholicism?
Yeah, like how for our feasts we have the Santute with the saints and stuff sitting in there. Like, you think that'll ever like go away?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, it's a pretty significant piece of feast day, I would say.
I don't know. Well, I'm just asking because like how you're saying like a lot of our.
But I mean, culture evolves. I mean, it's fluid. It's different. It's changing. Who knows? Maybe one day it could be Yeezy up there that we're praying to.
Yeezus, bro. Yeezus, the Santa
Yeezus, bro.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just ask because like when we dance and stuff, like you go through the Santa after you're done everything, and like to me, like after like it was just like because it's like a part of it, like not because you want it to, towards the end for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then like now, like while they walk the saints back to the church and stuff, like we get to this part and I just turn and I go back to the kiva and I sit in there and wait for them to come back. Like I don't walk with them while they're singing or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's your choice. I think everybody has their choice to figure out what that means to them and what they want to believe in.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that was Drums or Flats and the Uncivilized Outdoorsman on religion. Don't what's the word? Don't quote us on anything or
criticize.
Yeah, I guess. Or what's that others? Don't make any radical decisions and then cite us on there. Back on track, making it official. So obviously we talked about how the Uncivilized Outdoorsman was just a hobby side project for you that you were very passionate about. And everything. And on our little production call meeting thing, you said that you made it official with an LLC in 2022. Can you walk us through that, like this, like paperwork and like what goes into all that?
Yeah, see if I remember, man. Jeez. So, I finally wanted to go legit with my business because I was just coming into business opportunities, growing, getting into different stores, navigating how can GRT and grocery receipts tax, sorry, GRT, and how these different systems work and operate. And so I had to step my game up, and it was like either you go legit or you keep kind of just scraping by, or you can make some money here and capitalize and go legit and do it the right way. So, um, I was in my grad school. I had Ali. She was in my graduate program. I was kind of talking around the cohort, and she was like, "Yeah, yo, like she was a good friend of mine. She's like, I can help you do the paperwork, fill it out, and go legit." And I was like, "Let's do it." And she was interested in doing it because at the point, from my understanding, is that she wanted to um, go out into the world and kind of as a planner help people do LLCs and do economic development that way. So she was the one that helped to get all the things organized and what paperwork I needed to do. So I did first of all, if I remember right, we did the EIN, which is an employment identification number. And that's through the feds. And we did that one.
That's what you throw in your taxes, huh? That number on the top?
Yep, that's what you do
okay.
your taxes with. Well, for the business, yeah. So like if you do a W-9 and things like that. So if you're an LLC or a business, an entity, that would be the EIN number that you would use. And you can also use that number to open up a bank account under your business. So that's the first step. And then after you do that, then you got to register with the state. And I believe that's through tax and rev through the state. So they have its whole own paperwork through that. So then we went through the state side. We did all that paperwork, got that formalized. And then after that, the next step was getting the bank account under your EIN and setting that up. So I went through Del Norte because that's just who I bank with for myself. And it was easier just to transfer money from my personal into there and make business moves that way. So I set it up to them. And that's kind of how I started it and got the paperwork filled out. And I mean, it was definitely daunting. And I was kind of like, well, am I ready to do this? Am I going to be ready to do the GRT and a whole learning curve that comes with starting a business? And I mean, you just got, there's no classes on it. You just got to kind of figure it out yourself and take advice from different other entrepreneurs that you're connected with. So I've had a lot of help, and especially Jake Clemens. He's the guy that owns the Artful Angler, who I guide for fly fishing, and he's helped me a lot in understanding how 1099 contractors work, how different processes and things like that work. And then another guy from Half Full Designs, his name's Brady. He helped me understand the NTTC, and I always forget this acronym, Non-Taxable Transaction Certificate. And what that allows you to do is, so if I am the producer of a product, I'm making your hats. And so for me not to charge you that GRT, because we can only charge GRT on this product once, right? So for me not to charge you GRT, so you can get a not a discounted, but not have to pay taxes on it, which is another incurred cost that you would have to do if you're buying all these products. Because of that, me and you would sign an NTTC agreement. And what that allows me to do is not to charge you the tax, but then you go around and you sell that to your consumer. So then you're charging that GRT on that hat to your consumer, and you're getting your GRT from him, and then you pay that GRT to the state. So instead of paying it twice, you're kind of fast tracking it, right? So that's how those work. Yep.
That's cool. So like you have like one of those like certificate things like in your office that has like the Uncivilized Outdoorsman.
Yeah, I have all my business certificates. It's not, I think I have paper ones that they send you as like just a file, but I also have it all online. All my process is also digitized, so if I ever get audited or whatever, I just have everything digitized. Everything's in Excel spreadsheets. Everything's just crisp and clean.
Oh yeah, always ready for something to come up
Mhm.
or what?
Yep.
Nice. Hell yeah. That same year you had your first official youth fly fishing event. What was that like? What was the planning and like the execution?
Man,
Stressful.
yeah, I mean, it was something else, definitely. So that one we had it the first year. We had it at Santa Cruz Lake, and all my from the since the beginning, it's always been passing on traditional knowledge onto youth and using fly fishing as a mechanism to do that, right? Um, and all my events have always been free and all inclusive and provided free lunch and things like that. So it was the first year was a lot of learning and understanding. So I had to get my permitting through BLM, through Bureau of Land Management, because they manage Santa Cruz Lake, and that's where I was going to host it. So I had to work with BLM, get all the permitting in just for that one day, and have them they have like their own liability waiver forms that they have, but I also had to get my own liability waiver form in so that a lot of that wouldn't be just liability, right? You don't want to someone hurts and then you're liable for their injury. So figuring all that out, got the permitting done, figured out the liability. Then it was figuring out how am I going to get applications. So then you got to figured out an application process. Got a PDF figured out, got that out. And then it was recruiting. How am I going to recruit these kids, right? So then I got connected with the tribal newsletter, got it out on social media. People picked it up. And we had, I believe, 10 or 11 youth the first year that we had no wait list the first year. It was all whoever we got, we brought in. And it was at Santa Cruz Lake. Then it was also figuring out, okay, well, where are we going to get all our fly rods? And at that point, I only had my own fly rods for myself, and it was only a handful of rods, like maybe 3 rods and reels and setups that I had, maybe 4, if that. So then we went to Trout Unlimited through chapter, and they're based out of Santa Fe. Told them about the project. They're super excited. They helped with volunteers, and they also have all their own fly rods and fly reels. So they were donated those to be used for the day. So then we figured out that and figured out a little bit of more getting volunteers in. Excuse me. And then it was also recruiting other handful of our indigenous and Hispanic volunteers that fly fish. So getting all those and recruiting those guys so that we kind of center it, you know, on that traditional knowledge aspect. So then we got those, and then it was like, okay, then now we got to get free food. And then we were able to have connections through my friend Jeremy. He's part of local Union 412, and they sponsored the event for food. So then they sponsored all the free food for us, and we got Subway. And then what elder did we have that day to talk about traditional knowledge? I'm totally forgetting. I think it was actually me. Yeah, I think it was me because we had our elder fall through at the last minute. So we had one of our guides there. He did the opening prayer for us. He's from Zuni, cool dude. And then I did the whole traditional talk about the traditional landscape, how centering it there in Santa Cruz, and talking about the different forms of history and all of that. And then, yeah, so that was the first year, big learning curve, logistics. Yeah, but it turned out really good.
That's a lot of planning and like orchestrating like all these different.
Lot of
That's
planning,
crazy.
lot of pieces moving, making sure you get all the kids' paperwork and applications in, and liability waiver forms, and yeah, it was a lot of stuff.
So how many kids were there that day?
Yeah, I think we had 10 that first year, and then the second year we had, I want to say 11 with a wait list of like 4.
Oh wow.
And then this last year we had Trout Unlimited from the national office, as well as we still had the Thrusis chapter sponsor us. We were able to form that sponsorship between me and my entity and Trout Unlimited to go after the Outdoor Equity Fund, which is a grant through the outdoor recreation or outdoor recreation division. Yeah, I believe it's that. And they're under the economic development division or department for the state. So yeah, we were able to go after that grant, and that one we went after that about a year ago now. We got the grant, and then we executed it this past summer. And with that, we were able to just really blow up, dude. Honestly, it was able to give us capacity to do all of the planning, to do all the permitting. And Trout Unlimited was able to bring a lot of capacity. I mean, I was doing all the organizing by myself, and it's a lot of work, dude. Lot of work, and especially when you want it to be heartfelt, organized, and run smooth, provide as many resources as you want for the families, because we're serving disadvantaged Indigenous and Hispanic youth. So it's a lot of capacity, you know, like even leading up to every event, I call the parents, each parent from each student, and I confirm, are you guys going to be coming this day and that, and making sure that they're going to be there. And if not, then I'm going to follow up on the wait list, because last year we had about 14 kids on the wait list.
Oh, wow.
What's your capacity?
Last year we served a total of 14 youth. And so it's usually about 10 to 15 students, but we're growing. We got the outdoor equity again for this year, and yeah, we're going to be growing. And a little bit more about the program itself. I mean, what we're trying to do is use fly fishing, like I said earlier, as a mechanism to teach traditional knowledge. But it's not just traditional knowledge, it's language, it's ethnobotany. It's teaching them different stories and histories about the area and about our people, the different relationships and things that have gone on between our different communities, and teaching them also conservation and Indigenous conservation and what that means, and really trying to craft the next next generation of leaders for us, and really understanding that they're going to need to work not only between the different Indigenous communities, but also between the Hispanic communities, as we see decreasing water supplies, decreasing water quality, natural disasters like forest fires, and all those impacts of climate change and things, right? So, yeah, that's a little bit piece about the youth camp. So within kind of like what the day looks like is, we'll first usually we meet up like at the Santa Clara Casino, and then from there we follow everybody to the fishing location, and we always go to a water that is culturally significant. So this last time we went to Conjilon Lakes, we went to the Valles Caldera, and then the last day was at Hopewell Lake. And for each elder, we bring out an elder that can craft or that can fit perfect with
the
quote
location.
Unquote, yeah, exactly. So that they can teach and
the significance and everything.
Exactly, perfect.
That's
yeah.
dope.
So then we do that, and we'll go out. We'll get to the site. We'll get everything organized with the guides. We'll have a guide meeting. See who's going to guide who, and if they're Indigenous student, we're partnering them with an Indigenous mentor. If they're Hispanic youth, we'll partner them with the Hispanic mentor, so that they're getting the knowledge for their specific identity, right? And so then we have the opening prayer by the elder, and the opening storytelling about the cultural landscape and history and stories by them to really center us. And then from there we divide up and go out and fly fish. And then throughout the day, through their mentor, they're learning about, like I said, all those different things: ethnobotany, cultural landscape, history, stories. And then at lunchtime, we don't just actually serve the youth, we're serving the whole family. So even though we may be serving about 10 youth, we're serving about 40 people total. And it's a whole family.
You got your guides, your families, your everybody.
So it's a whole family event, like a community event, really centering community and making community and fostering that. And so for lunchtime, we have a big old lunch and give away prizes to the kids. And during lunchtime, the elder will intermingle with the youth more organically. And for example, for one of the days we had, one of our elders did flint napping for a tutorial for them and the kids, and they were all super excited about that. Then we'll go back out, fly fish, wrap up, end the day, and then that's kind of like what one day looks like.
That's
and
cool.
then Yeah, for the camp, we also provide all free gas cards to all the families. So we're still working on that. Hopefully, we'll get those. We give, like I said, prizes and gifts. Everything's all provided and inclusive. We provide free entry into the different public lands, all that. So we really try to help these kids and their families break down any barrier that could prevent them from going.
Yeah. Like any setback. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, that's big.
Nice. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. This is Sterling from Drums Are Flats, the podcast. And this is John.
What up?
And this is Drums Are Flats. Today, we got Prime and Juvie. And you know what we do. We fucking drink that shit.
Yep. We've been drinking that shit.
We rock with that shit.
Yep.
We've been with Prime since day one. And Prime's been with us
Since day one. Yep.
And we would like to thank Prime for sticking through us as we continue. Fuck!
Thank you, Prime, for staying with us.
And we
Ups and downs.
yeah, we
Past
appreciate
couple
it.
years.
Shout out Prime. Don't drink Prime Energy if you're under the age of 18. And Prime Hydration, favorite flavor, cherry freeze.
Berry Freeze coming to you soon.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Shout out Prime. Shout out Juvie. And thanks
Prime.
for drink Prime. Thanks for listening. That's crazy. So I had no idea it was like a 3-day event. I thought it was just like, all right, kids, we're going to a lake, have fun.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's cool. I mean, obviously it's like a lot of planning and organizing, like even just like the, getting the elder there, like that's really cool. And then like how you have the Hispanic side for those that are interested, like it's not just indigenous, that's really cool.
Yeah, for the production meeting I had with him, I straight up asked him, do you have like a bias, or are you just trying to get like all natives?
It's in the name.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
Damn.
Oh yeah, and one more thing is we get paid stipends for our elders too.
Oh, nice.
Do you guys use the same? You guys utilize the same elders, or you guys try to like switch it
Find
up?
new ones?
No, we get every event. Like I said, an elder will be crafted or has a certain skill set for that specific site and location. So that's what we try to a different elder, different time.
So is it you like scouting these elders? Or like how does that,
Connections.
yeah, how does that work? Or do you ask her like your indigenous friends from those communities, or like how does that work?
Yeah, just kind of word of mouth. Seeing who would be a good, just social capital, man. Just relationships. That's all it is. Knowing people and being in the scene for a while and being in that cultural scene for a while. Doing historic preservation at the park and at home. And so I think through there you just kind of like, okay, well, there's this guy for this site. There's this guy for this place. And then also working for the New Mexico Land Grant Council and tapping into those resources and those people. And I mean, Jacobo is just a wealth of knowledge, man. He's like a book in itself, dude. Like thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of one book, dude. Just super intelligent.
That's dope.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, getting into the numbers of this, you did tell me a number that I'm not gonna mention, but you did tell me that 80% of your revenue from this this company or this business that you own is guiding. And then the rest of it's apparel and other miscellaneous stuff.
Yeah, most of it comes from service base. So we as a business, we have kind of two branches, right? We have services, which is one side, and I can dive deeper into that, but we also have products. And for products, it's like the hats, shirts, stickers, and on all that type of apparel that we have. So that only makes about 10 to 15% of our revenue. And from the other revenue is all through services. So we partner with schools, tribes, nonprofits, and other entities to do outdoor youth education. So what kind of like the model we work on or work with is if an entity reaches out to us and they're interested in having a similar event of their own, or hiring us for our outdoor education and traditional knowledge services. What we'll do, and if they don't have the capacity to go for the grant or apply for the grant, what we'll do is we'll work with them. We don't charge a fee for our grant writing services, so we'll work with our partner to go to find a grant opportunity. apply for the grant opportunity with them. And then when we get the grant, that's when we'll start doing like we'll start receiving money on our end to then have to pay our elders to come out, to pay our guides to come out. Excuse me, and our traditional knowledge instructors, as well as all that goes into the planning and, like I said, getting the permitting and all that back end stuff, right? And it does take a lot of work with what we're doing to really be culturally based and meet our elders and the parents and wherever where we're at, right? So it takes a lot of back end work to make a successful event like that. Yeah, so that's usually how we work.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, you said that in the beginning it was all revenue from your apparel and stuff. When do you ever get like people? Because like with us, like we've only had 2 like merch drops, and it was just the first one was just a white shirt with our wing logo on the chest, and then our second one was the one that we just gave you today.
Nice, yeah.
And like we kind of get like oh, you guys need to do this, you guys need to do that. Like, how do you like handle like people trying to tell you like, oh, you should do this? Like, no, actually, this would be a good idea. Like, do you take it like humbly, like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll look into it, or are you kind of like you don't understand like how hard it is, like in your head? Obviously, you're not telling them this, but like, but in your head, you're like, oh, it's easy for you to tell me like I should do that and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things you got to take into consideration. I think they have a lot of their customers, and they want you to tell you what they want as a product. But I mean, I don't know your clientele. What is the big thing is about who's your clientele, what is gonna sell, what's gonna be the biggest bang for your buck in terms of your product, right? Who am I gonna work with, and who am I gonna find? And are you gonna make your hat? And if you don't have the time to make your hat, is someone's gonna make your hat for you? And how much is that going to cost? How much is it going to cost to then sell that to your customer? So there's a lot of details and things you got to work through. And I mean, like even coming out with my women's line, it's been a long time coming. My cousin Arya, she's been telling me, when are you going to come out with the women's line? When are you going to come out with the women's line? Like, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I was like, yes, like I got to do that. Like, it was like, I got to do it. And she was pushing me. So that was always good, the support right there. But I mean, then you got to look into like the logistics now. Like now that I'm looking into it, like I said, I had the blanket designs and that deal fell through. So now I'm trying to come out with the women's with it. And so then I got to figure out what shirt is it going to go on? What color is it going to be? What style of shirt is it going to be? Is it going to be on a shirt that's going to be what is it called for both men and women? I'm totally for unisex. Yeah, is it going to be a unisex shirt? And then for now, I mean, I'm trying to make this fully just like a woman's line. And for my clientele, I have a lot of customers at REI that'll just go there and buy my merch there, because I mostly just operate on wholesale, just because I'm so busy with everything else that wholesale right now, especially with GRT and filing that, and I file monthly with all those logistics. So, I mean, just really understanding, taking critiques or advice, figuring out, okay, I think that's a good idea. How can I problem solve this? How can I make sure and network and know my clientele so that I can put out a good product for them? And that's what I'm working through right now. And that's what I work through with almost every product that I put out, is trying to do that. Stickers are easy. You have a design, slap that thing out, get it out there.
So you stopped doing the whole slide in my DMs if you want this shirt type stuff like a long time ago?
No, I still do it on the down low. I'm not gonna take. I'm not gonna
Cut this.
I'm not gonna take. I mean, if you want a shirt and a sticker, I'm probably not. Yeah, I mean, if you just want a couple stickers, it's kind of just like that's. I mean, it's just logistics for me. I'm so busy right now, dude. It's like I have so many tasks. I have to pay my contractors. I gotta do taxes. I gotta different business meetings with different partners, different grant writing things that I gotta work with. It's just a lot, and it's just like I still do, but you better be picking up some. a good amount of
A
numbers.
bulk.
Is it more
Some
like,
bulk.
Yeah.
like your family, like, oh, let me get a shirt with all like type stuff, like that's like what you like more do you know?
Yeah, sort of. I mean,
Or like somebody you know, so like if like one of your homies was like, hey, Vidal, you just dropped that new shirt, let me get it.
yeah, for the most part. I mean, sometimes I'll even go to REI. I just did inventory. They picked up a fat order, you know. But I mean, for the most part, it's smaller orders like that that I'm like, okay, well, even if you're an elderly person and you're like, well, hey, I've been wanting your shirt for a while. Then I'm like, all right, I'll come by your house, give you a shirt, give you a good deal. Cool.
So you mentioned REI. Can you like expand on that? Like the viewers don't know, you know.
I had no idea what
And me either. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like, yeah, like what's that? Like I mean, I know what REI is, but I just mean like, can you like go in depth? Yeah.
So I'm in a bunch of different stores. I'm in REI for one of them, and then we'll go into the REI thing. But the first store I was ever in was in the real life fly shop in Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta support local, be local, do local. So I always support the local shops. Always try to shop local first before you go into the bigger REI. So for the smaller shops, I'm in the real life in Santa Fe, Los Pinos Fly Shop in Albuquerque, the Taos Fly Shop in Taos, and I'm probably gonna space a couple other ones right now. But then I'm in the bigger chains. I'm in REI, and REI is an outdoor massive corporation. Outdoor, they specialize in outdoor recreation gear. So snowboards, um, jackets, just anything, dude, really, that you could think of in the outdoors. It's just pants, clothes, shoes, anything really you could go there and get. Like this sweater right here, I got from REI. Actually, my girlfriend got me this, but I'm assuming she got it from REI.
I seen it in REI. That's probably where she got it.
Yeah, so but REI is just a huge outdoor company, and like I said, remember, different things will come at different time and different business opportunities. I literally just went legit with my business, and then went into REI one day with the manager in Santa Fe, and I was like, hey, like, I have this local brand, local business, can I get into your store? And they're like, yeah, bring all your stuff down for a business meeting, we'll see what you got. If we don't like it, we'll
That's
kick
crazy.
you out. If we like it, we'll run it through. They ran it through, flew quick. And then I went to the Albuquerque REI, same thing, business meeting, showed them my products, and then boom, dude, the Albuquerque REI, that stuff flies off the shelves, man.
That's dope.
So,
Damn. It's like do you think it's like I don't know, like how like a drops type stuff, or like where people are like, I wonder if they restock the Uncivilized Outdoorsman type stuff. Like, you think that's how it is?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I maybe like it. Yeah, I think what it does is creates an economic thing where it's like, okay, I see it, I gotta buy it now, or it's not gonna be here the next time I come.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's the situation. Is
Yeah, because like there's like a whole thing now with like, I don't know if you follow like stuff like this since you're so busy, but I'm in a Facebook group called Harbor Freight Tool Freaks or something like that.
okay.
And Harbor Freight, see, look at this guy.
Harbor Freight's dope, dude. I love Harbor Freight.
I'm in a Facebook group, bro. That's a clip right there.
What? Harbor Freight Tool Junkies, I think that's what it's called. Shout out all my homies in that group. But I don't know if you noticed, but like Harbor Freight just dropped their mini toolboxes. I don't know if you've seen those.
I haven't.
No. I guess I'll pull it up. But what's it called? They're like one of those things where it's like a hot commodity kind of.
Yep.
And like yeah,
I see you
like,
checking out.
Yep,
them
hell
Keens,
yeah.
bro.
Yep.
Oh shit, yeah, I looked up Keens while you were freaking
Going in deep on those boys, man.
oh yeah, mini toolbox. So they dropped.
Dang, look at
Let's-
that camel one, bro.
That's cobalt. Here we go. So they look like this, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, and they're like they're pretty high quality. You saw the cobalt ones on there. I got my girlfriend a cobalt one because they came in pink, And like this one, it's like
Damn, what's she doing? Carpentry or what?
no, like you know how women are. They're like, oh, that's cute. Let me get that or whatever.
Okay.
So she
It's
saw
pink,
it.
I want it.
Yeah. So she saw it. She was because I had bought like 2 of these before.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, this is dope. What colors they got?
How
And
big
all-
are they?
They're like
Oh, they're a mini. They're a
Yeah,
mini thing.
so they're
Oh,
like-
I thought you're talking like a toolbox.
Yeah.
toolbox.
nah.
Okay.
These things are just little
Like a little makeup thing for her.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, man.
So
Sick.
she was hyped about it, but like the quality's like crazy. So like these have
Dang.
rolling drawers and stuff. Those
Yeah.
cobalt ones are just slide. So
Mm.
like it's all noisy and stuff. And
Yeah.
like these open like nice and like crisp. Those cobalt ones are like you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So like anyway, so these like going into like if I don't buy it now, I'll probably never get to buy it soon. So like these are going for like $50 on like and like
Your
up
groups
on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff because like Harbor Freight was like people
sold
were
out.
going in and buying like 10 of them because they were like
So
9.
you're telling me there's a whole underground market
Yeah.
on my merch where they're like marking it triple price? Or
I
what?
wouldn't doubt it, man.
Reselling.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That'd be crazy. Like I'm sure like there's somebody that's like, yeah, I bought all the outdoorsman, civilized outdoorsman shirts. It's
Got
like,
the whole
They
drop.
cleaned them out.
get at me if you need them.
Yo,
Dang.
Facebook group.
Damn, well, I gotta get connected to that guy. We're gonna make some money now.
That's crazy. Damn. So like was the like the local fly shops like your first go to? Like did you try and put your stuff in like local trading posts or anything?
I haven't gone that route quite yet. I have a bunch of business cards at my house that I just need to reach out and contact, honestly, to get my stuff in there and make those business meetings like I did prior. It's just right now that service part is just like I said, it's just blowing up, dude. It's just so much high in demand for those type of services that we offer and things that we do. It's just I just need to find time to make those connections and do those business meetings for the merch part of it.
So like you said you have not independent, but you have contractors that help you out and everything. Have
Yeah.
you ever like thought about like bringing somebody else in like as like not like a partner but like somebody that like works under you?
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't say like an assistant, but like somebody like that's there to like focusing on the apparel side or something, and then they like report to you. Like, has that ever like crossed your mind or anything?
Yeah, I mean, the apparel side, I think I would rather handle it on my own because, like I said, it's only 10-15%. That's like nothing.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
But I have thought about it, and I have my buddy. He's my buddy James. He's a good friend of mine, really good friend of mine. We had some like a business thing, and then it kind of fell through. Not because of me and him,
Like
not
ill
because
will?
of that relationship. It was just I don't want to go into details of it, but it just kind of fell through, and I think I'm still trying to work that out, but I think we're still at a threshold to where we need to kind of blow up a little bit more to then where I can start bringing him in or
Yeah.
different part of my team members in. So right now I have 4 1099 contractors. They're independent contractors that work for me. That's how small businesses usually operate. So I have James Garcia. He's from here in Powake. He's from the Hakona land grant and then from the Truchas land grant. I have Zach Gonzales. He's from Santa Fe. He's been many generations a Mexican. I have White Sun. He's our new guide and contractor. He's Denair Navajo, solid dude, really good fly fisherman. And then I have Treston, and he's also Denair Navajo, solid dude. So that's kind of like my team that we have right now, and that what we're working with, and it's just like a solid team, dude. Just shout out to my team. I appreciate it. Much love to them. Work real hard. They work real good. Appreciate them.
Oh yeah. Do you get recognized? Like if you're out and about?
Yeah. I even got stopped one time. I was coming back from Colorado from my own little personal fly fishing trip, which I don't get to do too much often now. Just so much working and guiding and taking kids and camps and logistics and things like that. But I was coming back down at that time from Colorado. I pulled off on the side of the road. Some guy pulled off. just randomly, I don't know, he must have seen me or knew me or what. He pulled off. He's like, "Hey, yo, are you the Uncivilized Outdoorsman?" And I was like in my back of my truck, like like getting the cooler or looking through something. And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I'm like, "What's up?" And we started talking. He's like, "Yeah, I appreciate what you do. You got some cool merch, blah blah blah." It's like, "Sick, dude." So I threw him some couple of stickers and went on my way. And yep, so different occasions like that
crazy.
will pop up. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's like the type of shit. Like after that happens, you like get on the phone, you call your girl, and you're like, the craziest shit just
Yeah.
happened. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah, like that's crazy. At first, I thought you were like in your truck, so like he just like
Oh.
glance and like had to turn around.
Skirt.
Or something. But,
Yeah.
like if you were out in the back, that makes sense. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. But it was right off the highway. I don't know if he was following me for a
You're
while.
like, what the
Looking for
fuck?
your spots.
So
Yeah.
I gotta get this guy's spots, man.
That's cool. I'm sure it's like wholesome too. Like when you get like the kids.
Man, that's heartfelt, man. I love those kids, man. They're just such good kids. And I mean, a big reason why I started this camp too is because I grew up in a single mother household. And some of the kids that we serve, they're living with their grandparents, and they're maybe a single parent household type things like that. And getting them out on the water and connecting to them, to their community, to their elders, to their knowledge, to their ancestral lands, and seeing them grow and their character grow and their love for the outdoors and their ancestors and traditional knowledge and wanting to learn more. And that stuff just is so incredible to me. And that's the reason why I do it at the end of the day, to be honest with you. And there's some kids on the res from my res. I mean, we serve all northern New Mexico, right? And there's some kids there at home, and I was doing something random at home, and I got out for work early or something like that, and I was driving by the day school, and there's these two boys, the Yazzie boys. Love them, man. Great family. Love their parents too. I saw them right there outside. Pulled in, and they were packing their car with something, and I got out of the car. I was like, "Yo, what's up, boys?" They're like, "Oh, what's up, Vidal?" And they're all pumped to see me. I was like, "What are you guys doing? You've been fishing? You guys been tying any flies?" And they were in one of my fly tying classes too, and they were all pumped about it, man. So I just love that stuff. You know, it hits me hard right to the heart. So
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
yeah,
Like you said, the next generation, like it's crazy. Like when I used to work at the summer program here in the Pueblo, like I had no idea. Like I was actually like, I wouldn't like I guess making an impact on these kids. So like after I haven't worked for the summer program like not 8 years, like 6 years.
yeah,
And like still those same kids who are like not seniors but like juniors and sophomores in high school now. They're like, "Oh damn man, we miss you," blah blah blah. Like we watch your podcast all the time.
That's
and
dope.
like there's like a lot. I'd say a lot of our audience, because like he works at the Indian school and everything, are like under 18. And it's like sometimes it's like I like when we're recording, it's like we gotta watch like what we say, and
yeah,
like can't be saying like crazy shit sometimes, and it's just wild. I was my dad was selling at one of our holiday bazaars at our visitor center over here.
yeah.
And I had just like the leftover shirts from last year or this past summer, and then like our bracelets and stuff, and this kid literally walked in with a $20 bill and was like, "Let me get 20 of your wristbands." And I was like, "What?" And
That's dope.
I was like, "No,
He's
are you
slanging them out,
serious?"
bro. He's reselling those.
Because like I mean, kids when they have money, they like buy stupid shit. So
Yeah.
like I was like, "Are you sure? Like your parents are gonna come over here and demand your $20 back and give me back the wristbands or whatever?" He's like, "No, my dad gave me the money, blah blah." And I was like, "All right, whatever." So I was like, "All right, well go ahead and get 20 from the pile right there in front of you." So I was like, "Here's a bag," and he's like, "No," and he's all like freaking whole
That's
wrist
sick,
full of freaking the wristbands, and I was like, "What the hell?"
That's sick.
And it was just like crazy to see. And then like maybe like 2 or 3 more of the little kids that I used to watch growing up too, they came up and they bought shirts and everything. And like there's this one kid, his name's Talon. Shout out Talon, he's like our number 1 fan. He freaking he bought one of our white shirts for Santiago Day.
Yeah.
And then it was his it was like his back to school like shirt.
Fit.
So he was all
sick,
he
dude.
posted it and everything. So it's just crazy to see like the impact and like like these kids are actually watching you.
Yeah.
So like when we first started this, we were like, oh yeah, our friends are gonna dig this, blah blah, and then sure enough, it's like the kids who actually watch
Yeah.
the most.
Yeah.
Not even. Yeah.
That's
Which is
sick.
wild. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, another tangent, heartfelt tangent
Yeah.
right there.
For real. We've been big on TikTok. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
After like TikTok, that's all I get every day at school. It's like once a week, bro. Like, swear. Like, one kid will come up and they'll be like, I found your TikTok. I found your podcast. I'm like, you're like the last one. Come on now. Should have been on it. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I never had a personal TikTok because, like,
Yeah.
I see how like my girlfriend is or like my sister, and like they're just
Scrolling.
swiping. So like, I
Yeah.
never really was like, I gotta get one or whatever. So like maybe like the beginning of the year, maybe like March, I made one for our podcast,
Mhm.
but it just sat there.
Yeah.
Like I never posted anything, and then one day I don't know, I was just at work, and I was like, like it couldn't hurt. And this was after we recorded the episode before this one.
Mhm.
And I was gonna post one of our old, because I do the Instagram shorts,
Yeah.
so I was gonna just post one of those. But then we had just recorded a new one, and I don't know if you saw it, but it's the one where like I called out some lady that watches our podcast who never freaking waves.
Yeah, I saw that one, dude. That was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
So I was like, I didn't think anything of it. So
I wouldn't
ju-
wave at you guys either.
But I was just like, whatever, post.
Yeah.
And I would just went about my day at work, and then I ended up going to my grandma's house, and my cousin was like, I found your TikTok that you posted at work popped up on my For You page, and I was like, oh shit. So I went and checked the stats, and it already had like 1,000 plays and like 50 likes. And I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't say nothing to him. And then not even like 2 hours later, this guy texted me. He's like, damn, bro, we're blowing up on TikTok. And I was like, oh shit. So it ended up reaching him.
It was like 3,000 views or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That one is at like 27,
It's
28.
like 29 now.
29K views. But like,
sick,
but like the rest of them, like a few of them hit like 4K.
Yeah.
But the other ones are all like sitting steady at like 1.5, 2K. Which
That's
is
sick.
still a lot because like our
Yeah.
Instagram reels were only getting like
10.
10 likes.
Yeah.
like
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
like
So follow us on
500
our
to
socials,
1,000
please.
views. Yeah. So it's just crazy. Like
The power of social media these
Yeah.
days is just phenomenal. It's just wild. I mean, both negative and positive is crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
But just seeing you could post one video and it just blow up
Blow
like that
up,
and change
yeah.
your life is
For
wild.
real. For
yeah,
real.
it's crazy. I was like I said, I wasn't expecting. I was just like, whatever, post. And then now it's like, because I think we have like 13, almost 1,400 followers on TikTok now. And,
Dang,
yeah, it's
dude.
crazy.
That's sick. Yeah, I need to hop on that TikTok game. Honestly, I've been slacking on that. Just
Well, I mean, like you said, you're like busy. It's hard to like balance a full-time job that you have and then like this.
On
I
top
mean,
of
this isn't
everything.
just to us. This is just like, I mean, like we want it to grow and everything.
Yeah.
But to us, this is just like sitting down for 2 hours like twice a month. You know what I mean? Like, and then like me like on the back end editing, like spending like a couple days editing it. But like
Mhm.
for you, it's like meetings and pitching stuff and like planning meetings and stuff like that. And then like like we have our personal sides where we like have fun or do other things. But then like you said, like it's hard for you just to get out and go do what your brand is all about.
yeah.
So, I mean, we don't fault you for like not taking advantage of like the social media stuff, but you got like 3,000 followers on, or 4,000, right? Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm.
4,000
Three.
followers on Instagram. So I
Yeah.
mean, you're not doing too bad.
Not too bad. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Just blessed with what I got so far, man.
yeah, hell yeah,
Mhm.
man. I mean, did you see it like being this big when you just sat down on your computer and started sketching out designs?
No way, never, dude, never. I thought it would be make some cool stickers and get it out there, and now I'll be cruising around Santa Fe or wherever, seeing my sticker on somebody's truck or someone's car. Oh, sick, man.
That's
nice.
cool.
Yeah, didn't you just post that on your story? Didn't somebody like see your sticker on somebody's truck or something like that?
Yeah,
I think that was like
That's
yesterday.
dope.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
crazy. Like we had indigenous entrepreneur as well. Her name's Blue Corn Creations.
Yeah.
And I had asked her a question like, what's the farthest she had shipped something? And what did she say? New Zealand? Was it New Zealand?
Something, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so like
sick.
it's like your reach is crazy,
Your reach is
especially like
crazy.
indigenous.
Bro.
I go to the yearly conference for Native youth. It's called Unity. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I haven't.
But what's it called? My first year there, it was just like bullshitting and having fun, not really paying attention to like the panels and stuff. But my second year, I actually paid attention. This was like 2018, and like they had a dance group because like there's this thing called Culture Night, and for my second year for Culture Night, we went and danced Buffalo.
Oh, dope.
And then at the end of the night was a New Zealand group, and they like were doing like some crazy like dance, and it was like crazy to think like to me it's like I think of indigenous and stuff. I just think of like continental United States, like around here, like Mexico, Canada, and everything.
Yeah.
Like I would have never been like, oh yeah, those indigenous people in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it was just like eye opening to like actually see like it's not just us over here. There's also like Polynesians and like American Samoa and all that other stuff out there. Moanas.
And it's crazy on that same topic, knowing that indigenous people are the most impoverished people in the whole world, in every country, the most disadvantaged.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All suffering the same issues with people taking our
Colonization.
land, with industry polluting our land and polluting our water, and having to fight for our water rights, having to fight for our cultural rights. You know, it's a big thing out there in the world, man. Big issue for our people anywhere, for indigenous.
Facts.
Crazy. So when you were on the smaller side, post or pre 2022, what's the like farthest? Because I'm sure you were shipping out your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
What's the farthest you sent something out? Do you remember? Like Alaska or something?
I would say probably a state in the Midwest somewhere.
No, it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too far, but somewhere out in there. Oh, wait. No, this actually was before I went legit. I shipped flies, stickers, and maybe a hat to the UK.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yep.
That one's crazy.
Was it to like some random like Brit dude, or was it like a native out there?
It was a British woman, actually. She was totally into fly fishing. They have some big fly fishing culture out there, and they call them locks for lakes. And she was super into lock fishing, so I sent her a whole lake pack out there, and she wanted to purchase some stuff, and it was interesting trying to figure out how to send that through, through the post office. It was like, well, how do I address this, or what do I do? So that was cool.
That's wild.
Damn,
UK.
that's cool. What was that like? Was it DMs?
Yeah, through a DM on Instagram. She just followed me
Damn.
and wanted some stickers, wanted some flies. At that time, I was just doing like small fly fishing packs, like tie a pack for the lake or this river, that river. So yeah, she wanted one of those packs and some stickers, so I sent them out to her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think the farthest I've sent one of our things is just like, I think it was Tucson.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah. And they didn't even buy anything. It was when we did our giveaway.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, for real.
But like, I'll have people like slide in and stuff, but it's just, that's cool.
Yeah,
Hell
you'll
yeah,
get there,
the
bro. You
UK.
get there. Just keep grinding, dude. Honestly, that's my biggest thing is if you love it and you want to do it and you're passionate about it, just grind, dude. Don't take the haters. You're going to get some haters along the way, dude. Let them slide off your back. Use that as ammunition, dude. Use that as drive. Make that make you want to persevere twice as hard, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Words of wisdom from the Uncivilized Outdoorsman here. Nice. The documentary, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the documentary, here we go. So we got a grant from the Rural Economic Development. Totally, let's see if we got it out here. Totally spacing it right now. Nevertheless, we got a grant from the Rural Economic Development. It's an entity. I want to say they're an NGO, and I'm sorry, I'm totally spacing your name, and I apologize for that. But we got a grant from them, and it was a small business grant, and it was specialized for indigenous entrepreneurs. And for that grant, we applied for fly rod and fly reels, which we were able to purchase the 10 sets that we got. we put in money to build a website. So a website's coming out here soon, and been working on that, grinding away on that, working with the web designer on that. Phenomenal guy. He's gonna make some incredible product for us. So I'm excited. And then for the third piece of that was the documentary. So what we are doing is we are creating a short documentary. We're thinking about 8 minutes. And what we're going to do with that documentary is talk about the history, issues around land and water and cultural rights in New Mexico for indigenous and Hispanic people. And then also how we use our camp as a mechanism to teach and pass on that knowledge and to make the next generation of leaders and have cultural healing through that, right? And try to get through some of that cultural trauma that our people have and face, and the effects of colonization with low socioeconomic status, and how we want to grow the program, right? Create a youth leadership program to where our older kids are coming in and doing learning about land rights, learning about water rights, learning about conservation, learning about fire ecology and different things like that, and how we can craft that whole narrative and what is that next step. So that documentary is going to be all about that and about what our program is about. And we have a lot of filming, and it's going to be pretty cinematic. We got some pretty incredible footage from Cow Creek Ranch, which they hosted us for one of the filming days, and then we got some epic film yesterday out on the Rio Grandes with some youth that went out with us, and they missed some big fish yesterday, man. Some big fish, dude. But we got some cool footage, so that's kind of the documentary. And then also on the documentary, just real quick to wrap that kind of concept up, is that we're gonna do a fundraising event around that. So keep an eye out, and I can get you guys the information. But once the documentary is done, we're gonna be having a community event to where all the tickets you purchase to watch the short documentary will then go back into our program to help fund us and do more programming. But then for that, we're gonna host or have a showing of our short documentary, and then we're gonna have a panel discussion of individuals that are on the film itself and on the documentary, and then it'll be kind of like just a whole communal event, celebration, and things like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's crazy. Are you gonna have this like at a? I guess this is the fundraiser, right? So that panel and stuff will be at the fundraiser?
That'll be at the showing of the film, and the fundraiser event with the concert. That's a different event that we're hosting, but this one it's still like
A ways.
far out. We still got to wrap up with some filming, edit it, and get that all complete. And so we're working on it, and hopefully we'll be done soon.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then once we have that showcasing, then we're gonna put it on YouTube and throw it out, and please share it out to whoever you all know.
For sure.
Or hopefully to get that out to some funders and bring some more funds in and grow our program and things like that.
That's dope.
Yeah. For like that, would you like be willing like I've been like scratching my head and stuff, and like trying to like think of ways to like not get Santa, like our community right here, more like to listen to us more or whatever, but like also like do events and stuff that like benefit the community. Would you be open to like when this is out on YouTube or whatever, like coming to Santa and like if we had like a
family night or something?
Yeah, to where we like played your thing, and then like we had like a panel, like maybe like you or like whoever else you wanted to bring that was part of it, for like, and sit there and like they can ask questions and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's an incredible opportunity, and I'm always open to reaching out to community, bringing other kids into what we're doing, and different families into what we're doing. I think we're all bigger of a part of movement, and helping each other to grow that movement. I'm always in for it. So let me know. Let's put something together, whatever you're thinking about. We can take that offline and troubleshoot that, pin that down. How are we going to do that? Figure out logistics, and yeah, I'm all in for it.
Oh, hell yeah. This was your is it just like is it still like beginning steps of this documentary? Like, do you have like a name for it or anything yet?
We don't have a name quite yet. I think we're gonna figure that out, but
Are you gonna be like real indigenous and like do like the tewa, and then you know what I'm talking about, like how people do that.
Yeah, I don't know quite yet what exactly we're gonna do. To be honest, we both mostly just been focusing on getting the filming and the somatic part of it complete. So now we got that complete. We got a lot of family interviews done. We got a lot of our youth interviews done. So now we got to get, and we got one of our elder. No, we got two of our elder interviews done. That's gonna be phenomenal. Incredible people gonna be on there, and some just words of wisdom from them. I think it's gonna be great, and how we can interweave that into the film. But then next it's going to be getting my interviews, some of the guides' interviews, and then after that we're going to hit back to the drawing board and figure out the whole layout and timeline. So we're still going to figure it out. I mean, with the, like I said, with my brand itself, trying to figure that out and think about it, it took some time. It wasn't just kind of like an overnight thing. And to be honest with you, I haven't even had some time to think about it, and I haven't even seen a lot of the film yet or what footage we have. So I think when we start going through that, I think we'll be like, okay, well,
Yeah, pick up a name on that and stuff.
Yeah, that seems right. I mean, I just like, I don't know. I mean, we're getting towards the end here and everything, but it's just it's like it's crazy to see. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people in your position would take the amount of money you were making in the beginning off of just the apparel and just stick with it, or just that part of it, and just like, oh, I just got to keep printing out designs and just pumping out these shirts and these stickers people are buying, blah blah blah. But like, you went the extra step and actually thought about your community and the ones after you and everything, and like wanted to go out of your way and endure the stress of planning these big events and like
Giving back.
Yeah, and like with this documentary and everything. And I mean, like you're one of those genuine like leaders in your community that people are gonna be like, you should run for governor.
Gravitate towards.
So it's really cool to see, because like I said, there's a lot of people that would just be like, oh, I'll just take this easy cash grab and just keep freaking pushing and pumping these designs that people want to see or want to buy and everything.
Yeah, I really just appreciate all that. I mean, I've always been from my family and my group there at home. You know, it's always been a important thing for me to give back to my people, give back to my community, and teach the next generation everything that I was taught. And then also not just do that, but how then can I continue to learn from the kids and continue to learn from the elders? There's some incredible discussions when the elders come out that I couldn't even fathom of the talk that they were going to give and some of the knowledge that they were going to bring. Like, I have a lot of traditional knowledge and a lot of knowledge and history that I know, but then you have these just people that come in and elders, and they just open a whole nother door. So, yeah, I just appreciate and blessed to have this opportunity and being able to give back to these kids and to the communities that we have.
Nice. Oh yeah, man. That's
Nice.
Nice. But nice. I said it again.
Sweet.
Yeah. Dope. But hell yeah, that's it's just like crazy to see like indigenous entrepreneurs that actually like break through. Like a lot of people hit that wall and they stop, like you see them start off with like shirts and stuff or whatever, their crafts, and then like they hit that mental wall, and you just like, then you ask them like, oh, you still doing this? Like, nah, I stopped a while ago or whatever. But like to see like that you're actually pushing through, and I mean it's all about like you said, giving back and like what people want to see from you and everything.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part for me is why I don't give up. Is because at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff I do is for the kids, for the community, and seeing some of the kids and the impact that we have on them and seeing their character grow. And I talked about that a little bit earlier, but that's a big driver for me, and wanting to uplift our community and our youth and maintain our traditional ways of life and knowledge into the future. That's a big thing for me, and that's a big driver for me. And yeah, so just always trying to grind for those kids, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's see. So my mom has some questions for you. She's the only one that responded to our.
Hell yeah. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out to mom. All right, number 5. She wants to know, how do you match rod power, lure weight, and line size? I don't know what that means, but
All right, let's dissect this. Let me get this here. Sorry, I gotta read to like understand things. I don't know why, but let's see.
number 5 right there in the middle. How do you?
Okay, so there in fly fishing, there is a thing as I was talking about different weights of a fly rod. There's, for example, 2 weight, 3 weight, 4 weight, 5 weight, 6 weight, whatever, right? So then you match that rod with whatever line. So if it's a 5 weight, you're gonna do 5 weight fly line. If it's a 5 weight rod, you're gonna most likely use a 5 weight reel, but these are just kind of what you would probably most likely do to stick to the structure. You can put like a 5 weight reel on a 3 weight rod, and all you can go do all these crazy combos, but for the most part those are what you're gonna do. And let's say, like I said, you're gonna target pike, you're gonna be using a 9 weight rod with 9 weight fly line, and you're gonna be using these just gigantic to get it out there. And you need a big rod to fling it out there, as well as to hook onto that fish and to ethically catch them and bring them in, because if you don't want to be catching a pike with your 3 weight rod, it's going to take too long. You might break your rod, and you might just hurt the fish. You want to be as ethical as you can.
Number 4. I don't know. She doesn't. I think she's asking like 5 questions.
Word, well, let's see.
Top
Best
5.
waiters, Sims. Sims waiters, 100%. Shout out to Sims.
Sims.
Yep.
So those, I've seen, like I said, I watched the YouTube videos you said. Do those things like keep you warm, or you still feel the coldness on like the rugby and everything?
Yeah, for the most part they keep you warmer than you would be without waders. So like, for example, we went out yesterday below freezing temp or close to freezing temp in the morning. I was cold without my waders on. Once I put my waders on and had all my appropriate gear, I was warm walking down. And then in the water, of course, it's gonna keep you dry, but you still have to wear like merino wools inside with like maybe sweatpants and stuff. But it's keep you dry, but gotta match with appropriate stuff.
Oh, yeah. You heard it here. You heard it from him yourself, mother.
Sims, waders. Yep.
All right. I guess top 5 right there. What's your top 5 lakes you like to fish around with?
Dang, it's gonna be like that. All right.
Spot.
Let's say
Spots.
Okay, let's say I'm gonna use mountain ranges, right? Or geographic areas. Let's say Hemis Mountains.
You going 5 to
30
1 or
minutes,
5?
30 minutes left, 30 minutes wet.
Well, actually, we'll use Forest Service. We'll use Santa Fe Forest Service, Carson Forest Service, and then we'll say BLM, Task Force.
Oh yeah.
There's enough. You gotta research into this. So
Yeah,
sorry about that.
You know.
Yeah, giving up his spots like that, Mom. Try again next time.
Maybe on the DL in person.
Yeah. Shoot
DM me.
Shoot him a DM. Shoot him a DM. Best bait for lakes.
So for that one, I'm probably gonna be leeches, chironomids, and you can research into these, and streamers. Probably, and then also junk, like eggs, bot flies. And if you fly fish, then you'll kind of know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you guys can always message me. I'm always here to help the community, get you guys out on spot and on some fish.
And the last one is best bait for rivers.
Let's see, we're gonna be using again streamers. Obviously some leeches, and then stone flies depending on where. And then this is all just kind of like regional. Every watershed is gonna have its specific type of flies. But basically for the rivers, junk flies again, eggs, mops, different things like that. Stone flies, soft hackle flies, waltz worms, Yeah, I mean, and then also perdigons. Perdigons are always a go-to for me. Perdigon is basically just like, in Spanish it means bullet, and it comes from Europe. There's another school of fly fishing called European fin. It comes from Europe and Czech and all them. But essentially, it's just it has a bead. It has just minimal amount of material, which is color, and it just drops down fast. And that's sort of just a solid fly.
Yeah. And then Zoe just said go fishing.
So yeah, get out there, go fishing.
Oh yeah. Well, it seems like that's all we got on the docket.
One last thing, fundraiser, Tumbleroot Distillery, January 31st, $15 cover. Get out there, help us raise some money. This is going to go right directly into our youth camp. It's going to be used to pay our elders for their stipend. It's going to be used to pay for our youth mentors that we're crafting. We're crafting the next generation here. They're kind of like the graduates out of our youth programs. So now they kind of want to come back in and be the guides and be the mentors. So we're gonna help try to get them a stipend. So all that event on the 31st can be Tumbleroot, $15 cover. Come out, tell your grandma. Let's do it.
31st, you ready to hit?
Well, January 31st. Cancel your plans and plan to be there.
Or be square.
Yeah. Be there or be square. Hell yeah. Well, any other things you want to promote before we get the hell out of here?
No, I mean, just let's promote you guys. Whatever you guys need me to do, let's get the word out. Let's get this video when it's done. Get it on socials, share it out. Whatever you guys need me to do, I'm here to help support any indigenous entrepreneur, anything you guys are trying to do. Let's do it. Any other entrepreneur out there, you guys are you have an idea, you want to craft an idea, make a business out of it, let me know. I'll help you. I ain't gonna do it for you, but I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, Code Red Hunting, hit him up. But hell yeah, we've got the Uncivilized Outdoorsman socials and links and everything in the description below. Make sure you guys, if he has way more followers than us, but if you just happen to be following us and not him, make sure you hit a follow.
You guys are following me, follow them.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it works both ways. But yeah, I guess, we should wait at the end. Yeah,
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for sitting down with us. I know it was a little bit
Educated,
of you were supposed to sit with us in the summer, and then we all got busy, but
yeah, life is busy, but
yeah, hell yeah. And we're glad we got to sit down with you and pick your mind and listen to what you had to say, all the lessons you've taught us today.
yeah, we appreciate you.
Maybe one of these days you can take me and this guy fishing. You can get this guy his first fish.
Dude, let's do it, bro. That'd be sick, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah. I can see the YouTube video right there, getting John his first fish with the Uncivilized Outdoorsman.
Dang, alright.
Yo,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, this was fun. Let me know when you guys want to do it next time. That'd be sick, dude.
Yeah, maybe we can sit down again when your documentary's done.
Yeah,
dude, that would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be dope. We can watch the documentary and then have a promo and see how we can dissect that and questions. That'd be sick.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm looking forward to it already, man.
Same, dude.
Maybe
This
we
was
can
fun.
dig deeper into your anthropological side of your degrees and everything.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh shit! All right, one more thing I want to show you before we tap out of here. I got to go to Washington D.C. to go see a bunch of stuff from Samurai that they have in the archives.
Dude, let's see this, bro.
Albums, typo. These.
And you did this with the committee you're on for the tribe?
Yeah. So we got to go see a bunch of stuff within the Pueblo, so like pottery and all that.
Dude, I love that
selfie, hell yeah. There's this sign's from Espanola. I'm sure you've passed it a couple times.
That's dope, dude. I want that sign. Give me that. I'll buy it.
Let's see. But these are, I think they're like 3,000-year-old duck decoys that they found in a cave in Utah.
Pueblo Insight?
Maybe you. I'm not too sure. This was in. They just pulled them out and showed them to us. We didn't really get like the deep dive. This was just something the archaeological lady thought we would like to see. So these are 3,000-year-old preserved, found inside a cave and brought to the Smithsonian.
That's incredible. I'm sure if we found out what side it was from, we could pin down and infer with pretty good margin of error that it would probably be Puebloan or from who or what if we knew the site.
Yeah. Wait, I just thought this would be something you'd like to see since you see a bunch of ducks on the lakes and stuff.
Dude, it's incredible to see how versatile our people were. Did you know that a turkey call, the slate call came from indigenous people in the Americas and then evolved into the modern slate call? Because they were using, I believe it was river rocks
Oh wow.
as turkey calls.
That's crazy. Innovation back then was wild.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry, Drums for Flats viewers. I just wanted to show them that. But hell yeah, Uncivilized Outdoorsman Vidal Gonzales. Thank you for sitting down with us. We really enjoyed it. This is gonna be one of our longer episodes, but I don't even care. Yeah, as we like to say on this podcast when we're donezo. Go ahead, John.
Watch out for them coyotes.
Yep, watch out for them coyotes. Peace.
Toodles.